Here we go, live. What is going on, everybody? What is going on? Welcome to the KillJoy Jake stream, where we're absolutely vibing today. I look a little low res here, but I think we should be chilling here in a sec. So what is up? What is up, everyone? What's up? What's up? Who's ready for another KJJ stream? Says Easton Plays. What's up? What's up, Easton? I'm ready. I'm ready for it. I can't wait. Matt Santos is excited. Good. Some good stuff, man. Welcome, Matt. What's up, Matt? Fritz is here just saying Jill Roberts. Jill Roberts. Emma Roberts plays Jill Roberts. I wonder if that was planned. Gotta wonder about that. I wonder if they planned that out. It's always interesting. Craig's saying nice. What's up, Craig? What's up? What's up? What's up, Jake? Let's talk some Halloween ends and Scream 6. That's what I'm saying, John Smith. That's what I'm saying. Some good stuff. Extron's coming in from the Lethal Collective. What's up? What's up? What's up? How's it hanging? President Biden's in the chat. What's up? Take me out to dinner. That's what I say. Oh, and also my esteemed lawyer here, Killian J. Jacobs. Hey, yo. He says that a lot. He says that a lot to me. Damn. You threw that in there at 7:29, my friend. I might have been late, but you were a little early, my dude. That's what I gotta say. Killian J. Jacobs says Scream 3 is the best. Ooh, okay. Hot takes there. We got some people rolling into the chat. I'm going to say hi to everybody, and we're going to talk about some more stuff. We're going to talk about some more stuff. I don't know. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff. How about horror stuff? You planning on seeing Thor: Love and Thunder this weekend? Heck yeah, Michael. I will absolutely try to put a review out by Sunday, but no promises because we're filming a lot this weekend for the movie, but I'm going to try to see that in the new Minions movie and do a little review on my second channel, Movie Smoothie, which if you guys have not subscribed to that, go subscribe because next month I'm going to really start taking that seriously. You're going to see like 4 videos a day on that page pretty soon. So yes, Michael, I will be doing a review of that ASAP. I am doing fantastic, Ilan. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. I love your PFP too. That's cool. It's really cool. Some good stuff. Some good stuff there. I like it. Dr. Andy. Hello, Jake. Nice. That's a good reference there. You know what's funny about that, Dr. Andy? Every time I see a The Hills Have Eyes poster, I'm always like, is that an Evil Dead reference? Oh, I stole that joke from my buddy Sean. Sean, if you're watching, I'm sorry. I totally stole that joke. What's up, Conrad? What's up? Welcome to the stream. Kurt Cobain picture, looking fly as heck. Using phone data because internet is down across all of Canada. What? Oh my God, Mark. I'm so sorry. Well, thank you for still being at the stream. I appreciate that. Regardless. Thank you, Mark. I feel like Kat is here. What's up, Kat? What's up? I feel like Nope has shown us so much, but there's still so much left. Like, I don't know why I'm fucking obsessed with this movie. I'm so excited for Nope. It's the movie I'm the most highly anticipating for the rest of the year. Honestly, I really think it's going to be badass. I'm very excited for it. I am also obsessed with the film. Like, I cannot stop watching the little like TV spots and trailers and all that. I'm so excited for it. I think it's going to be great. So we're going to get into some horror talk here in just a second. I'm just kind of letting people roll on in. We're going to say hi to people and do some talking. That's what we do on these live streams. We talk and we vibe out. It's going to be great. Laura's here. What's up, Laura? What's up? Hi, all. Got my wine and chocolate ready for horror talk. Ooh, it's a good combo right there. I wish I could drink wine still, but I cannot, unfortunately. Enjoy. Enjoy is what I say, Laura. Fantastic stuff there. Coop de Oof is here saying this is so hard. Coop de Oof is apparently making a Lego animation of me and the Lethal Collective guys. Thank you, Coop. That's so awesome. Coop de Oof. I had to say it. Had to get it in there. What's up, Christina? What's up? Christina Blackwell's here. Christina, thank you so much for upgrading, by the way, to a Freddy tier patron, which is awesome. Thank you so much, Christina. I appreciate that. Speaking of that, I do want to thank some of my amazing channel members here. I have not updated this. I saw that I'd gotten another member as well today, so thank you to that person. Have not updated this yet if you became a member in the past couple of days. But my Ghostface tier patrons here, I just want to thank you all so much. Let me get rid of this dumb banner because you guys can't read all the names. Thank you so much. This is Shazeb, Gregory, Michael, Chris, Baby on a Plane, Kirsten, Jen, Carey. I'm going to run it. Eventually, I'm going to have so many names on here I can't say everyone's name, but I'm gonna try here. Valerie, Jordan, James, Necessary Distraction, Dino, Kirsten, Smells Like Teen Horror, Jacob Browning, Just Incredible, Michael Parton, Hawkins, House of Horror, Denisha Lane, Maverick, Easton, Larry, and Jennifer. Thank you so much. If you're a patron, holy crap, that means a lot to me. Also, my Jason tier supporters, Nikki, Lee, Margaret, Justin, Jesse, Tabbitha, Jason, Flash Skywalker 13, and Ruckus. And then, of course, all the way at the top, Freddy tier patrons. Thank you so much to my 3 Freddy tier patrons. That is Hunting for Entertainment, The Bearded Entertainment, and Chrissy Blackwell. Thank you so much, everybody. God, you guys are the best. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's did I say that wrong? Ooh, I'm so sorry. Michael Parton. Maybe I spelled it wrong. I'm sorry, Michael. You know what? I'll make sure to fix that. My bad. What's up? What's up? Hello, Jats. What's up, Gavino? What's up? What's up? Off to sleep in the UK, bro. Thanks for following back on Instagram. Your videos are my daily horror news fix. Well, thank you so much, Ben. I appreciate that. That means a lot. That means a whole lot. I tried to become a member, but it won't let me. You can become you can join us on Patreon too. There's also the Patreon option. So whatever you're feeling, man. Thank you, Matt. I appreciate that though. Ben Tramer, good day, Jake. Good day to you, Mr. Tramer. We're going to be talking a little bit about Halloween today, a lot too. You look exhausted. The stress of YouTube has taken its toll on you. Wow, that's a real nice thing to say, my lawyer. I feel pretty fantastic today. I'm a little tired, but that's just because, hey, I'm making a 90-minute movie for $5,000 and also trying to run a YouTube channel. So it's a little exhausting, but no worries. I will have plenty of time to rest next month. No need to worry about me. Tyler Jefferson says, which horror movie director is better, George A. Romero or John Carpenter? Ooh, hot take, Tyler. Oh, man. I gotta go John Carpenter, though, and I don't want to make it sound so easy because I love Romero. I love a lot of his movies. But, man, I just feel like Carpenter has overall made films that I love, that I just like, oh, my God, near and dear to my heart. Halloween, The Thing, They Live, all 3 of those. The Fog, so super underrated, The Fog. I love The Fog. But Romero he created zombies pretty much. So there's an argument to be had there. I love Romero. I love a lot of his movies. I believe he does didn't he do The Dark Half? That's an underrated movie. I can't remember if he did that movie or not. Or if that's Tobe Hooper. I get a lot of Tobe Hooper and Romero movies mixed up. Unless we're talking about zombie films, then I know who did what. But yeah, no, that one, I'm pretty sure he did The Dark Half. That one's underrated. I like that one. Maybe he didn't do that though. I like a lot of Romero's movies though. I do. I think he's definitely up there for like, holy crap, one of the best horror movie directors of all time for sure. Like, I don't think that's an argument. So you're putting the zenith of directors up against each other there. That's a hard thing to decide. I'll say that. Denisha, thank you so much for becoming a channel member. I appreciate that. Oh, I love you too, Denisha. Thank you. I'm waiting for Jake to boost like 50K subscribers. Like, you're almost at 12K and you just hit 11. I know, it's Cat. Oh my God, I'm going nuts. I can't believe it. I just hit like 11.4 or whatever today, and I just hit 11.3. I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, holy crap. So I'm really thankful. It's amazing. I don't know. I'm exhausted and I'm pretty tired. But it's okay. I'm having a great time. This is so much fun. Like I'm having the time of my life. Thank you all so much for your support. A 90-minute movie for $5,000. That is inspiring. Yeah, that's why I'm tired. I really wanted to deliver an awesome Scream movie. That's the thing. I want to make something that's not just a short film. That's another aspect of the Scream films that I love so much, is they have so much time to develop their characters, and you get these well-rounded characters by the end of the film that you're just truly in love with. I can say that for most of the Scream films, and I couldn't make a 60-minute Scream movie, is what I was realizing. We had a version of the script that was like going to be 60 minutes, like an hour long, and I'm like, fuck that. Like, we're going 90 minutes. Let's go all in on this thing. So it's good. It's been tough, but we're getting it done. We should be done filming by the 27th if everything goes according to plan, which so far it has. Wow, we had a great shoot this past Wednesday. It was awesome. Like, we killed it. But I don't think you can do. That's okay, Coop to you. That's all right. Don't worry about it. Hey, we just appreciate the fact that you made us into Lego. That is so cool. So I appreciate that. Should I put a subplot with KJJ and reasoning? What? Hope to celebrate your 11K. You deserve it. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. But let's get the horror talk started because we got some people rolling in, which is great. So let's talk a little bit about horror movies. Why not? That's why we're all here. So just 14 days for Nope. So kicking off the conversation, I want to talk about this. We are nearly there. 2 weeks away. 2 weeks away from Nope. Comes out the 22nd. Are we going to get a Halloween Ends trailer around this time? Maybe. It's a big old maybe right now. I wouldn't be surprised if we get the trailer like any day at this point. I'm gonna be honest. I really think that yes, Universal's probably going to be marketing this movie a little differently than Kills, just because there's multiple reasons why I think it didn't do as well as Halloween 2018, which we'll get into in a second here. But one of those reasons was I feel like they really over marketed the film. And with Nope, it's kind of been the same way in a lot of ways. I do agree with Kat, who earlier said that Nope has, like, yes, they've shown a lot to us in the marketing, but there is still some more to the mystery that I feel like we haven't been given through the marketing. So I don't know. It's one of those things where I kind of got to wait to see it, but I really hope that they didn't give like all the cool stuff away in the trailer, because there's a lot across the TV spots, the trailer, that secret website I talked about in my latest Nope video. They've given us a lot of information about the movie that I would have been okay with them not telling us at all. So Universal likes to do this with some of their movies, man. They overmarket a lot of their films, and I think it's because some of their projects they're not confident in, but I just don't understand that. Like with a Jordan Peele movie, which both of his last two horror films have been hella successful, and then Halloween. It's like both of those are going to make money. Like, of course. Why are they overmarketing this? So Hellfire Munson, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Thank you. That really means a lot. Hey, man, I can't stay. Just wanted to say I am so excited for this movie, and I hope you have a fantastic stream. Love you, man. I love you too, man. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Seriously, that really means a lot. You're getting this guy through some hard times. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you, Hellfire Munson. We appreciate that. But getting back on track, talking a little bit about Nope. Yes, I do feel like this film is going... I can't imagine this movie coming anywhere close to a bomb. I think it's going to just blow everything else out of the water. I think it makes more money than Get Out and Us. I genuinely do think so with Nope. So, is Sydney coming back? Yes or no? See, I'm so 50-50 on this. I don't know. I really don't know. I think there's so many aspects that there's so many good arguments for both sides of this argument at this point. I said argument too many times in that sentence, but I think there's an argument on both sides here. You could say, yeah, she's totally coming back. There's so many third-party sources that are saying that, like, yeah, there's some kind of secret deal happening where she's just playing a small role. Entirely possible. If these third-party sources were saying something like, oh, she's the star of the new movie and, you know, she's going to be in the whole thing, I wouldn't believe that for a second, because there's no way they're trying to figure that out while they're mid-shoot. Like, they're halfway through filming this thing pretty much at this point. So that's my thing. I think if she does come back, it's going to be one scene. It's going to be a cameo appearance. Maybe it's like an after the credits scene, something like that. That's the only way she's coming back at this point. That's what the one thing I think is for sure. But I doubt that she comes back for a big role. She could come back for like a small role in this film to have a big role in the next film. That's what viewer Anon said. That's kind of what I see being the most likely scenario here. That I would understand that. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know. I hope she comes. I really hope she comes back. I hope they figured out something with the whole the lawsuit thing, man. That sucks. That really sucks. I remember just being so disappointed when that news came out about they didn't pay Neve Campbell enough money, but they could pay Tom Cruise to be in the new Top Gun. I don't know. I'm just like, man, that sucks. That really sucks. You should watch Cobra Kai soon. It's an amazing show. I love the Karate Kid movies. I really need to watch Cobra Kai. I really do. I've been behind on that one. My parents love it. My parents think it's amazing. So I've been meaning to watch it for some time, but I just haven't gotten around to, I have no time. It sucks. But one day soon I shall. I think there's only a 10% chance out of 100 Sydney is coming back, whether it's a cameo or not. Interesting. See, the other side of that argument that I failed to mention a minute ago was that we now have Neve Campbell saying, yeah, no, that's not happening. Like, I'm not in it, you know? And she also made a really big stance against the studio saying, hey, I didn't make a whole lot of money. They weren't offering me a whole lot of money, so I don't want to be back. I wouldn't be surprised if she's not in it, you know? Like, I don't think it's time to pop the champagne yet. I really don't. I think there's an argument on both sides, but like I said, it's still pretty 50-50 for me. There's a lot of, because she also, maybe she's denying this because of like, maybe she signed an NDA, maybe she can't talk about it, which would be really cool. Gonna be honest, I would love for that to be the case, but don't expect it. That's why I'm 50-50 at the moment. I think there's really a, it's about 50-50 right now. There's an argument on both sides. What's up? What's up? Howdy there. Howdy. Hey. I could rock with that. What are we talking about? I hope they reference the movie X in Scream 2022 with Tara making fun of it or something. Yeah, that Ty West. Oh, he sucks. That would be really funny if Jenna Ortega said something like that. Yeah, I like that. That's cool. What's up, Corey? How's it going? What's up? What's up? What's going on? We have Franklin asking about Halloween Ends. And yes, to kind of steer the conversation towards that, something I'm really excited to talk about this. First of all, I do want to say I panic bought some of the Halloween 4Ks recently. They are on sale on Amazon if anyone's looking to get some of these. I don't know if that sale's still going on. I bought these a couple days ago, but it was only $20 for the 4Ks of Halloween 2, Halloween 4, and Halloween 5, which I'm like, fuck it. These were like $35. I got to buy it. I'm not super thrilled that I bought Halloween 5 on 4K. I'm going to be honest, but I had to do it. This was like my one opportunity to get these for $20 on Amazon. So if you guys are still looking for those 4Ks, go check that out. Just throwing that out there. But with Halloween Ends, I'm excited for it. I'm still excited for it. There's a lot of mixed things going on right now about it. But I don't know. I'm kind of, I'm scared. I'm scared about it. I'm scared that it's not going to be good. We have a lot of people saying some weird things about it, like not necessarily all that positive stuff, which is what scares me. We have people like John Carpenter, who, created this franchise back in the 70s, saying that it's weird and saying that it's a very different film. It's a departure from everything else. And then he goes to kind of correct himself, kind of like, and saying like, oh, but David Gordon Green, he's a great director. I love working with the guy and all that. And it comes off to me like, wow, I don't love what this guy is doing with my franchise, but I still respect him and I'm still making money from this. That's how it comes off to me. I really hope that's not the case. I really hope Halloween Ends blows everything else out of the water. Like, I hope it's better than Kills and 2018. I'm rooting for it. I'm rooting for Ends. I really am, but I'm scared. I'm scared. Isn't Pearl the sequel to X? It's the prequel, technically, which apparently might come out at the end of the year. That's not 100% confirmed at this time, but what is interesting is there is you can find it out there. It's not officially released yet. A trailer for the film that's already coming out. They filmed it simultaneously with X, and it's a prequel focusing on Pearl, the main killer character in X, who is the old lady, of course. So I'm very, very excited to see what that movie is. Apparently they wrote that when Ty West wrote that when he was they had to do like a 2-week quarantine in New Zealand when they filmed X, and he's just like, fuck it. I'm just going to write a prequel film. I can't do anything for 2 weeks. Let's just do that. So he did that. He asked Mia Goth, hey, do you want to stay here for another a month or something when we just film this prequel movie? Let's do it. She's like, yeah, I'm game. Let's go for it. Someone said I'm glitching. I hope I'm not still cutting in and out. My connection here, so it's weird. I have a lot of construction going on outside my place. So if if things are a little weird, a little laggy, I apologize. I should be okay though. I don't know. Everything Wi-Fi wise on my end is looking good. So hopefully I'm not cutting in and out. Ronald says, love your channel. I'm a huge horror fan, especially Jason. I love that you do multiple videos each day. Thank you so much, Ronald. I try, I really try. I appreciate that though. I can't wait to start talking more about Jason though. Speaking of that, can't wait to start talking about some more Friday the 13th stuff. Cause wow, that would be exciting to have a new Friday the 13th on the rise. I might actually start doing updates on, the Never Hike Alone 2. I might just do it because there's nothing Friday the 13th to talk about. And I want to talk about that franchise. I want to have an excuse to talk about that. So if that's it, I might do it. I happily backed Never Hike Alone 2 for it was at one of the lower tiers. I wanted to give him more money, but I just can't afford it at the moment. But man, I'm so excited for that. The Womp Stomp guys are so awesome. I think I told you guys, Vincent DeSanti actually got on a video call with me and Matt, and we got to talk a little bit with him about Red Right Hand and stuff. And it was just so cool. He's an amazing guy. I'll support them to the end of my days. They're awesome. Good stuff. AJ pitching an end credits scene here. I like this. Camera pans at a room, the phone rings, hand picks up the phone, and we zoom in on Sydney. The killer's on the line and says, "What's your favorite scary movie?" And she gives a look like she's pissed. The end. That would be interesting, that leading into a Scream 7. I just love the idea of the cliffhanger. You know, I love the idea of going into a Scream 7 where we kind of know how it's going to start, but we don't really know how it's going to get resolved. Like something along those lines. Because that sounds so, like, I feel like to some people that might look like, really like, oh, that's pretty basic. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to, okay. Hey, Matt, thank you so much for asking about my day, but I'm going to have to put you in timeout if you keep spamming the chat. Thank you. My day's going fantastic, Matt. I hope your day is also going good. But I really like that idea of a post-credits scene, though, of something like that. Like, where it's like, yeah, nothing too crazy, but that would be so different for the Scream franchise. Like, yes, at the end of the day, it's just a phone call. You know what I mean? But there's so much more to it than that. So I really want to see Sidney Prescott having something. I think the cliffhanger should be revolving around her. If she's not going to be in the movie, have her play some like huge elements to this new film like that. That would be so easy. The Bodies Twitter account posted a one month TV spot with all the characters in the pool. Ooh, I'm gonna have to check that out. I was doing a lot of research on Halloween and Scream today, which is what my videos were on. But I'll have to do a video on that too, because that one I'm anticipating, man. I think it's going to be good. I'm not highly anticipating it, but I'm anticipating it. How does that sound? What is your favorite movie of all time if you had to choose one? Tyler, that's really tough. I like a lot of movies, you know, I like a lot of, not just horror too. Like there's a lot of movies outside of horror that I love a lot. Ferris Bueller's Day Off has always been near and dear to my heart. Like just movie wise, that's probably one of my favorites of all time. I love that film. That's really tough. Horror wise though, that's so impossible to answer because horror is so all over the place as a genre. It's not just like expecting the same thing every single time. Like I feel like there's some genres where it's pretty similar. Like everything's kind of the same, but, and that's not necessarily like a diss. That's just how some of these genres of film or music or whatever things you like, a lot of it's the same. It's not a diss. It's just, that's what I appreciate about horror though. Not, like I said, not trying to diss anything else, but horror is so interesting to me because you can throw so many different flavors at horror and it works. There's horror comedy, there's stoner horror, there's like zombies, which is their own subgenre because of how many movies there are with all that. It's so interesting to me. So I don't think I can just pick one horror movie, but like movie in general, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, I think, is one of my favorites. Jaws is also like one of my favorite movies ever. Speaking of zombies, I love Zombie 1979. I just think that's a perfect movie. So some people don't listen, like some of the acting's not fantastic, but Zombie 1979. There's so many things about that movie I just love. So good. So good. One of my favorite horror movies of all time. What's your favorite scary movie? Man, I like a lot of scary movies, man, you know? But when I get this question, I do got to play this.
What's your favorite scary movie, Olivia?
What's your favorite scary movie, Olivia? I love it. It's good stuff. We have Jason. I totally lost that comment because I'm really not good at this. But someone was asking about my top 5 favorite horror movies. And that is, like, once again, that's like an impossible question. I could even do like a top 50. Like a top 50 would be intimidating. That would be tough to talk about. Laura's saying in Scream 5, there wasn't much old school horror references. Friday, Halloween, Freddy, etc. Wasn't much. I'd like it brought back more like previous Screams instead of elevated horror. Well, that was kind of like the focus of Scream 5, I think. I think, if anything, they should have leaned a little more into the whole elevated horror idea. Which I feel like that was really underplayed in the new film. Like they name dropped some stuff. There was like, oh, hey, Hereditary is a movie I like. Cool. And, Jordan Peele fucking rules. But that was the extent of it. They talked about it in conversation. That's about it. That was kind of my problem with Scream 5. I wish that there would have been some like plot points that would have relied on some of that stuff or whatever. Like there was entire sequences, like scare sequences in that original Scream that revolved around a movie, which was so cool to me. And there's so many things there's so many routes they could have gone, I think, with that. Jason Dyer just became a new member. Thank you so much, Jason. Hey, welcome to the KillJoy cult. It is so much fun here. We have some delicious Kool-Aid for you to drink too. Drink the Kool-Aid, Jason. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you so much for becoming a member. I appreciate that. Diamond Rattler saying, boom, where's my food? Demands. Preach, screaming demands at me. My God. Diamond. Wow. I don't have any food. Listen, if no one will bring me chicken nuggets, then I don't know what to tell you. I can't bring you food if no one's going to bring me chicken nuggets. I'm kidding. Michael Parton with the $2 super chat. Thank you so much, Michael. There should be more gay horror films. I agree. There's an entire, I myself haven't taken a dive into this, and I was going to make a whole video about it last month, and I just haven't had time. I've been so busy, but I promise next Pride Month, or maybe, fuck it. Maybe I just do it next month. I don't care. Who cares? There's an entire section on Shudder that's just dedicated to like gay horror films. And I haven't checked it out. I'm like, I've been meaning to check it out. There was one that came out last year too that I was actually really interested in. It looks really good, and it's like a slasher film. I'm interested in it though. But there's, like I said, whole section on Shudder just dedicated to this, which is awesome. So check that out if you have not. I want to do a video on that too. I want to do like something. I want to do something about that because I've been meaning to talk about that. There's been a lot of, unfortunately, negative representation like in the past in horror, and now we're seeing a lot more films positively represent the gay community, the LGBTQ plus community, which is awesome. So I'd love to do a whole video on that. Have you seen Carter, Skyle, and Allen? What's up? What's up? We did a Jaws stream the other day. That is fantastic. You guys are going to want to check that out if you haven't already. Have you seen Hellbender? Yes, I love it. I will hopefully be interviewing the cast through Zoom. What? Sometime soon, but I love the film. I think it's a great indie horror. I really liked it. Oh, I was a big fan. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was like really, it's a really simple horror film, which I appreciated. We get a lot of films today that are like super crazy and like high concept and all that. It was nice to have a more, relaxing's the wrong word, but a more simplistic horror film like that, where it was like indie horror. I just loved it. Hellbender was a lot of fun. Also on Shudder. So there you go. Check that one out. Terrible impression by Jill. I still love her though. Hey, me too, Conrad. I feel that. Carter, that's so cool that you are interviewing the cast of that film though. I really enjoyed that. That was really fun. That was a really fun little flick. About to make the most dumb thing ever. I bet it's going to be awesome, Coop Diouf. What's up, Kane? What's up? Welcome. And oh my God, everybody, we got a Ghostface in the chat. You guys know what that means.
Holy shit, it's Ghostface!
What's up, Ghostface? Welcome. Tis I. I like it. Good stuff. I want Scream 6 and Halloween Ends to be more woke. No comment. CJ Taft, what is going on? Just finished watching Spree with Joe Keery like 5 minutes ago. It was fucking amazing. Oh, I loved that film. That was a good one. I really enjoy Spree. That was probably one of my favorite found footage flicks I've watched in a while. Speaking of found footage though, we got a new one on Amazon that I watched the first 10 minutes of this morning, and I was like half asleep, so I'm like, I'm gonna turn this off and watch it later. What was it called? They just dropped it today. It's like a foreign horror film. Wow, the name of it's totally slipping me, but oh my God, it's like a one word name too. I can't remember. But it looks really good. I'm excited to watch it. Just dropped on Netflix today. But wow, once again, Netflix just drops the ball on the English dub with their foreign horror films, man, which sucks. It looks like a really cool found footage flick too, which I watch all those. I even watch the bad ones and still enjoy them. I don't know, something's wrong with me, I guess. But I love found footage flicks. They're very fun. But I was watching this, I'm 10 minutes into it, and the English dub is just awful. I mean, like, I hate when they do that. I would rather watch something in its native language and just follow along with the subtitles. I would rather that than having, like, just, I don't know, like one take. Like I guess they did this in one take. That's my guess with some of the voiceover on that movie. I don't know, man. It's rough to say the least. Have you seen Mad God? I hated it. Oh, you're breaking my heart, Easton. I loved Mad God. Mad God was so interesting, so visually stunning. It's like it's not a movie where it's like, hey, there's a plot line and it's a scary movie and all that. It's kind of like what's the best way to put this? It's an 85-minute long Tool music video, basically. But I loved it for that reason. I think it's gorgeous. It's just a beautiful, disgusting animation, which I know it seems like contradictory, but that's the whole point of the film. So I don't know. I loved it. I thought it was awesome. 4K Nightmare on Elm Street box set. Think of the possibilities. Ooh, I wish I could. Man, that sounds awesome, but it also sounds expensive. Breaking my little horror heart here. No, I would love for that. I have the DVD box set right now of all 8 Nightmare on Elm Street films, and I think I found it at like a video store or something for like $20. Not bad. I'll say that. So I would love a 4K though of all those. Maybe if they make a new one, they'll do that. I would imagine. Halloween H2O is not underrated. Hot take. Do you think Halloween H2O is underrated? Asks CJ. Well, we have Extron saying it's not. I don't know. I like it. I think it's definitely one of the better Halloween films. But I will say, besides like a setting change up and like a tone kind of change up, it feels much more like a late 90s slasher, like a Scream film, essentially, which they even reference in the movie. I don't know. I think it doesn't do that much for me. Like, I think it's fun. I think it's a really fun Halloween film. And like I said, definitely one of the better ones, but it's nothing like super special where I'm like, oh my God, like you got to watch H2O, you know? But I like it though. I still like it. It's not bad. What's up, John Underwood? What's up? What's up? Welcome to the stream. We're absolutely vibing. I like your Jeepers Creepers Reborn PFP, by the way. We're vibing, talking about Halloween, talking about H2O and if it's underrated or not. But what do you guys think? Is Halloween H2O underrated? I like it. H2O mask sucks, and I hate that it's not in Haddonfield. Yeah, I mean, I understand that. I concur with you about the mask. I think adding eyebrows, like, that just ruins the mask to me. That I don't love that. To me, I like how it's like, it's almost looks like a dude, but it's not quite. You know, it's like the white face, the no eyebrows. It's and the eye holes are a little bigger than like typical eyes. It's scary. Like, I think that's scarier. And in Halloween 4, they add the eyebrows, and then like they have the eyebrows in most of the films after that. I don't understand that personally. I think the eyebrows really just ruins the look. It makes it look like Groucho Marx. It makes it look kind of goofy, you know? Have you seen H2O? Just add the water. Malachi, I see what you did there. I'm picking up what you're putting down, and I appreciate that. H2O water. I used to call it H20 for the longest time, and I still do sometimes. I always thought that. I was like, oh, 20 years later. That must be why it's called that. But everyone calls it H2O, so screw it. New Doll City, what's going on? I'm looking forward to they/them. I have a feeling that one of the campers is going to switch the tables. It's going to switch the tables on the Whistlers. I'm excited for that one. That one looks good. I haven't done a whole video on it yet. I've just been busy. Otherwise, I would have. I want to do a whole video on. There's a bunch of stuff I want to do videos on, but God, I've been busy. Your boy's been busy. But I do want to talk about that one before it comes out. I'm excited for it. It looks interesting. I'm curious as to how they handle the social commentary because, like, listen, there's going to be social commentary in that film. I'm curious on how they handle it. That's what wasn't really made clear to me from the marketing so far. I'm curious as to how they do it. Am I checking out Jordan Peele's Nope? Heck yeah, I am. That's probably the movie I'm the most excited for. Moving on with the rest of the year is Nope. Listen, I'm excited for Halloween Ends. Don't get me wrong, but I'm scared. Like, there's more negative things about it that I'm worried about with Halloween Ends opposed to Nope, which for the most part, I'm really excited about it. Really, the only criticism I have of Nope so far is the marketing, and that has nothing to do with the movie itself. I just wish they wouldn't have given us as much information as they did, but that's obviously completely out of the control of the people who made it. So I'm excited for it nonetheless, though. Austin says the Michael in the movie has aged so poorly. JJC is such a better Michael in every way. I don't know. I don't really have a problem with James Jude Courtney, his performance. Oh wait, are you saying his? I'm sorry. Maybe I'm misreading that. The Michael in the movie has aged so poorly. Such a better Michael in every way. See, I can't tell what stance you're on there, Austin. If you don't like him or do like him, but I do really like. I don't know. I really like his performance. I think it's pretty good. I think it's different. It's interesting. It's a little more like slow and stalking, even though he's in a movie where it's like that's not the case at all. But I do appreciate how James Jude Courtney approaches the character. It's much more like robotic and stiff, and I kind of like that. Like when he's stabbing the one dude on the table, he's like approaching him like this, and it's like It's like systematic. Feels like you're watching a robot kill people, and that's scary to me. I like that. Because that's kind of reflects who Michael is. Michael Parton with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Michael. You're killing it tonight, Michael. I appreciate it. What types of anime do you like? My favorite ones are from the 80s and 90s. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. So the ones that I've watched all the way through are Death Note and almost all of Attack on Titan. Those are probably my two favorites. I really love those. I've watched some of Hunter x Hunter, whatever. I do really like that one. I really haven't so, some people were saying like, hey man, there's some animes that kind of suck. I don't know. Most of what I've watched so far is fantastic. Cowboy Bebop. Oh, I haven't watched all of that. It's like super short, but I haven't watched all of that. But I really like Cowboy Bebop so far. That's slowly becoming my favorite anime, but Death Note's probably number one for me so far. Death Note is like one of the most intelligent, crazy shows I've ever seen in my life. And like every episode is like a jaw drop. But there is something that happens about halfway through, which I won't spoil it, that is like kind of ruins the show a little bit for me, but they pick it back up. There's like 3 or 4 episodes where I'm like, this sucks, but then they pick it up. You know what I'm talking about if you've seen Death Note. It's relating to a certain character, who is my favorite character of the whole thing. Thank you so much, Michael, for the super chat. I appreciate that. Love me some anime. I'll have to talk about that a little bit more on my other channel. Netflix is, yep. You said it, Michael. You said it right. Danny McBride's peanut butter joke from Halloween 2018 is hilarious. I agree. I predict a McBride cameo / kill in Halloween Ends. Ooh, that's something I'm kind of shocked about, that Danny McBride hasn't made a cameo yet. So I hope he does in this new one. I wish they would do like the Peter Jackson approach where he makes a cameo in all of his films. I kind of wish they would have done that with all the Halloween movies. Cause he's writing this film. He's an actor. I don't know. You think that would be fun? You think that would be something they do? So your favorite anime is KillJoy Jake, the anime. I'm working on it. I'm working on, no, we have a Discord for, Trigger Mortis, which is like our movie production company. And I put in one of the chats out something like, hey, would you guys like to see Red Right Hand turned into an anime? I don't think anyone responded, but I still think it's funny. So your favorite is Attack on Titan, Death Note, Hunter x Hunter, but my favorite anime is an American, what? The RWBY, I don't know what that is. Show is, oh man, I don't know what that is. Haven't heard of that one. It's an American anime show. Interesting. I'll have to check that one out. I watched like a little bit of, I don't know if Avatar counts. I've watched a little bit of Avatar: The Last Airbender. I like that. I've watched a little bit of like the Pokemon show. I'm trying to think what else I've watched that kind of is anime. I haven't watched like Naruto or Dragon Ball Z. Shonen anime is like not really my thing. But I will watch that eventually, like one day. One Piece is so intimidating to me. I probably will never watch that. I'm going to be honest. But maybe, I don't know. Is it possible that the song called Don't Fear the Reaper by Blue Oyster Cult will be played in Halloween Ends like it was played in Halloween 1978? That is very much so a possibility and would be interesting considering that X also featured that song earlier this year. To have 2 horror movies feature that. That would be cool. That would be sick. I'd be down for little references like that. I do feel like Halloween Ends is going to reference much more of like the back half of this franchise, where the Halloween 2018 kind of references the first one and the second one a lot. Halloween Kills kind of references like the Thorn trilogy a bunch, and Halloween 3. I could see this one referencing more like H2O and some of the later sequels. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe. I think that would be cool if they did that. I just want Halloween Ends to be a solid ending. That's really more than anything I want. I'm okay with it being different. Like I'm cool with that. But I also just feel like if they had this ending feel much more like the original, you could do a lot of parallels to the original, like things that happen for Laurie, but because they're the same, it would trigger something in Laurie's brain. Like let's say these past 4 years, like just theoretically, Laurie has been getting better. You know what I mean? She's been working on her mental health. She's with Hawkins, you know, and all that. It's like everything's like good, back to normal. Everything's chill. But then suddenly she starts seeing Michael Myers around a bush. And think about the implication there. It's not just the same recycled scene as the original Halloween from 1978. It's also like, holy shit, this is so cool because we're seeing it happen again to Laurie. Is she just like imagining this? Is she just like having an episode or something? Or is this really happening? There's so much more to feed into there. I feel like they're missing an opportunity with this film by not making it something similar, something more basic than the original film. This is the time to do it. Like the last two films were their times to experiment. Now is their time to end the franchise on a familiar note. Not the exact same thing, but something familiar. That's what I think, at least. I don't know. Looking forward to hearing John Carpenter's score for Halloween Ends. Absolutely. John, Cody, and Daniel, I just love all the music they do. I didn't love the new Firestarter, but man, the soundtrack for it goes very hard. Holy crap. Like, they are the dream team when it comes to horror movie music nowadays. So anything they put out, any movie they score, I'll just check it out for that reason. I'm going to be honest. Firestarter was kind of a miserable experience, but listening to that score in a theater, that was the best part of that whole movie. That's that's what I'll say. Maybe that's a hot take from your old KillJoy, but I don't know. That's just how I feel about it. Just my take. We were talking a little bit about bodies earlier, but I do want to talk about it a little more. Extron saying, I think A24 should have never said that bodies will be their take on Scream. You know, I gotta be honest. It's almost kind of weird to me that Craven was so he was so against that. We were talking about that on the Lethal Collective stream, and he's like, man, that just ruins all my hype for it. To me, I just took that as like, hey, it's a similar concept. Like, they describe movies like that all the time. Like, they compare stuff to Halloween, and they're like, oh yeah, this kind of like this meets this. You know what I mean? Like, I've heard a lot of movies described that way. But I'm still excited for it. I like the formats that they're going for, like a Scream format, murder mystery. So you're trying to figure out who the killer is the whole time. I'm excited for it. I think it's cool. I think it's understandable why they would describe it that way. Like, you could also describe trying to think, like Happy Death Day as like a new take on Scream. You could describe it that way too, I think. It doesn't ruin my excitement for it just because they're comparing, just because of the comparison. If they were saying, like, if they were marketing it as like, oh, this movie's so much better than Scream. You remember those movies from the past? Well, screw all those old movies. This is going to be so much better. If they were marketing it that way, okay, then I would take a massive issue and I'd be like, okay, pretentious much? Yeah, a little bit. Then I would take issue. If they were marketing it, they were marketing it that way. Oh my God. That would make me throw up in my mouth. I wouldn't even see the film probably. Miguel, what's up? Have you heard of the upcoming horror movie Mr. Harrigan's Phone? I have not. Wow, I'm curious though. I like that title. Very intriguing. I'm drawn in with that title. I want to know about this Mr. Harrigan and his phone. Armando, I don't know if I said hi to you yet, so hello. I've been seeing you in the chat, so I can't remember if I said hello to you. What is up, Armando? What is up? What's up? Favorite final girl? Ooh, that's hard. That's hard because there's so many good final girls. I mean, I feel like the obvious answer here is something like Sidney Prescott, Laurie Strode, because they're amazing. They're the zenith of final girls. They're fantastic. But man, what's my favorite? That's really tough. I kind of want to say someone who's a little more underrated though. Throw an underdog out there into the mix a little bit. I love anything Felissa Rose is in. She's an amazing actress just in general. Anything she's in is typically fantastic. She gives a great performance. I'm really excited to see, this is something I haven't seen yet, but I'm really excited to see Sienna in the new Terrifier flick. I really think she's going to kill it. She just from the trailer, I'm already excited to see her in the movie, and I haven't even seen the film yet. I mean, my God, she's amazing. So, Christina Blackwell with the $5 super chat. Thank you, Christina. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Christina is awesome, by the way. Seriously, not enough love is thrown your way, Christina. I appreciate it. She just upgraded her status too. I know I talked about this earlier, but Christina, thank you so much for that. That was a really big boost this month, and it means a lot to me. So thank you. Thank you so much. I smell something funny. KillJoy decided saying that. You got like the best picture of me with my one eye like halfway closed too. That's so good. Oh, that's not me. That's my lawyer. Right. Good stuff. Final boys need some love. there's not a lot of final boys. Like, I can't think of, like, Ash is the only one that I can really think of that's super prominent. We could also talk about Nightmare on Elm Street 2. I mean, like, there's like a few movies, but there's just not as many final dudes as final girls. Hot take from John Smith. Halloween Ends will end similar to Carpenter's 1980 The Fog, to come back full circle and pay tribute to Carpenter. I do like that angle of it. Like, if they're gonna, with this movie, instead of referencing more Halloween films, if they then decide to reference more John Carpenter flicks, I'm totally down for that. Actually, I'm super down for that. I just hope it doesn't overcome the entire flick. Like, I hope it doesn't like make the whole movie about John Carpenter movies all of a sudden. Because don't forget, this is supposed to be the ending to a big story too. So if it doesn't do that, then I don't know what to tell you. I'm down for some references along the way, but if the whole movie is just like, hey, Christine reference, hey, The Fog reference, I'm just like, I don't know what to tell you, man. Christina is asking, what unmasked character / part do you think Nick Castle will have in Ends? Great question, because this is something that has really fascinated me about this film. We have Nick Castle, the original Michael Myers, coming out saying that he's going to actually play a new character in this flick, have some kind of cameo appearance, as like a character with like a speaking role, something along those lines, opposed to what he's played in the past, obviously. I'm really curious. To me, I hope it's something like this doctor character that we've talked about a little bit. Dr. Mathis. Couldn't think of that off the top of my head. I'm almost hoping he's playing this Dr. Mathis character. I know he's not, because I think they already had some like an older character, like be an older actor, be confirmed to be playing this character. I don't think that's going to be the case, but it would be cool. Or something along those lines. Because, like, how cool would it be to have the original Michael Myers harboring the new Michael Myers? Like, how crazy would that be? That would be awesome. I know that's not going to be the case, but I would like something like that. Something like where he's playing an integral part to keeping Michael alive. Something along those lines. That would be really cool. Or maybe the total opposite of that. Maybe he's like someone who's one of Laurie's friends. Maybe he's a random stranger in Haddonfield who helps out Laurie towards the end. That could be cool. I'd be down for that. I just want something special from Nick Castle, because that is really something that's something really cool. If he's cameoing as another character and not just Michael Myers, that's really nice. That's a really nice little tribute to him. So maybe Lonnie Elam's brother. Interesting. Okay, I like that. I realize there's a character in the right hand with the last name Cochran and Thompson. Are they homages to Nancy from A Nightmare on Elm Street or Colonel Cochran from Halloween 3? Maybe that could be the case. Colonel Cochran would be a cool thing to reference in the new movie from Halloween 3. Oh, I got to watch Halloween 3 again. I've been talking about that movie a lot lately. Man, I've been thinking about that. I would love that. So Easton, here's the thing. I had a lot of comments. Real quickly, to shift the conversation for a second to the black phone. I want to talk about this because this is interesting to me. I had a lot of people comment on my video discussing that, saying, oh, we got to do a prequel instead. Like, why do a sequel when the grabber's dead? You can do a prequel with the grabber. But the thing is, why I didn't even think about that. I didn't even entertain that theory, is we specifically have Scott Derrickson and Joe Hill saying that they came up with a sequel idea specifically, which is that's why I'm like, what the fuck could they do in a sequel, man? I was saying, like, maybe you have another villain come in, and then maybe we kind of resolve the storyline with the mother character, which never really got resolved. Something that Nicky Triphook, one of my other Patreon supporters, massive shout out to him, he pointed out something that a big problem he had with the black phone was they never really resolved that. They introduced the idea of their mom died and she could talk to ghosts, but then they never had her come back. You literally have characters talking to ghosts this whole flick, and you never have the ghost of the mom come in and say something. I really thought that was going to happen at some point. And he made that point to me, and I'm like, oh my God. Yeah. Why didn't they do that? So maybe that's where a sequel could go. I don't know, man. I think a prequel is a much easier route to go along, because you keep the tone the same. You have the same antagonist. I think that could be cool. And also to see the grabber win would be really messed up and really, really gross too, depending on how they do it. So it might be too much. Actually. So Have you ever read any Stephen King? I've read a few Stephen King, a few books. I've tried to get through it. I've read it in pieces. I've read all of the Dark Tower series. I love those books. I can't go on enough about how much I like those. What else have I read? I want to read The Talisman because the Duffer Brothers are doing that. My dad loves that book. I just heard that the Duffer Brothers are doing that, which is so cool. That's really exciting. I kind of know what it's about, so I'm excited. I've read The Mist. What else have I read from Stephen King? I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I used to be really into reading in like 9th and 10th grade. And then when I was working as an electrician for a while, I'd put on an audiobook on the way to work. Now I kind of either listen to music or podcasts. I haven't been reading too much lately, but I want to get back into it. I want to read some more Stephen King. So Fritz, first of all, you don't have to yell. No, I'm kidding. How about a movie that's half a prequel and half a sequel? That's interesting, but very high concept, very easy to fuck up. But I'm excited for it regardless. I'm excited for the Black Phone sequel. I mean, regardless, I hope they go the prequel route. I hope they do. I really hope they do. I don't know what they could do with the sequel. Like I pitched some ideas and I'm like, okay, they could do this and that, but I don't know, man. John Smith saying predictions on Lindsay Wallace. I'm imagining her character is going to have some kind of big role in Halloween Ends just because of the fact that they kept her alive in the last film. And it was such a prominent scene. They had this sequence in Halloween Kills where it's almost like they're referencing Lord of the Rings, which was really cool to me. And I actually went to where they filmed this little creek in Wilmington, North Carolina. It's a really cool little area, really cool park. And I'll tell a story about that in a second. But my predictions is I feel like she's going to play some big role in killing Michael Myers in this new film or trying to kill him, because they're probably just going to be like, oh, he's still alive. His hand will twitch at the end or something, whatever. But I imagine she's going to be playing some kind of big role. They're not just bringing her back to bring her back because, hey, it's Lindsay Wallace. That's so cool. No, she's alive for a reason, for sure. She's going to play some kind of big role and throw in a stab or something towards Michael. I don't know why I couldn't think of the word Michael. the name Michael. I couldn't think of that. Oh, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you. Are you bringing other podsters to New Jersey for Monster Mania? So I'm going to be there with some friends. I'm going to be there with, I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Necessary Distraction is going to be there, who you've seen her in some of the chats. I know the Night Watch Zone is going to be there. Off the top of my head, I really don't know who else. I'm in a whole group chat with a bunch of people who are going, but I'm really excited. I can't wait. I think the Bearded Entertainment's going to be there too. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure. So I'm really excited. If you guys are coming to New Jersey Monster Mania, I'm going to try to be there. So actually, I will be there. I'm just going to say that. Screw it. I was like on the fence about going, but screw it. I want to go. I want to go to a horror convention so bad. So I'm just going to do it. I can't really afford to do it, but a lot of people want me to go there. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to figure it out. So thank you so much for the $2 super chat. I appreciate that. So come on by, come stop by Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Cause I'll try to be there like August 12th, the 13th and the 14th. I'll try to be there all 3 days. No promises. So hit me up on the old Instagram and we'll try to reconvene somewhere there. And I'll be like, yo, what's up? Hey, let's go talk about horror IRL. That'd be fun. So come on down. Imagine if Nick oh my God. I love that. Oh, Cody. I love that. Oh, and there's so many great little connections with that, because if Nick Castle is playing Ben Tramer, don't forget, in Halloween 2 gets killed in what is essentially a Michael Myers costume. The hair just kind of looks like Donald Trump's. So wouldn't that be cool to have Nick Castle play Ben Tramer? Oh my God, that'd be awesome. What I mean by that, by the way, with the hair, it's a Michael Myers mask with blonde hair, which is hilarious to me, which is still the funniest thing ever. So I will be there August 12th. Yes. And that's your birthday. Happy early birthday, Coop de Oof. We're like a month away from that almost. Nice. Happy a month early birthday for you. Going to Monster Mania next year. I'll be flying out from Houston. Nice. Next year, I'll probably be able to afford more horror conventions actually. So I will try to be out at more horror conventions all around the world and all that. Not around the world, in continental United States. Sure. Yes, I will try. So, I'm excited. I've never been to a horror con before. This is going to be a whole brand new experience. I'm super pumped. I really hope I can meet up with some of y'all too, which would be cool. like it's one of those things where like I'm more excited to meet like other people there than more than anything. Like I'm so excited to just talk to people about like horror IRL. Cause like I find some people like every now and then, which is so funny. Like I met this dude at a gas station the other day. He was wearing a Halloween shirt and I was wearing a Texas Chainsaw shirt. And the guy just turns around. He's in line at like a Sheetz here in Ohio. And he's just like, dude, nice shirt. And we talked about horror for like an hour in the middle of a gas station. Like horror fans are so passionate and I love it. That's what I'm the most excited about more than anything. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm going to meet like Nev Campbell and all them there. Like I'm so pumped for that. I cannot wait to get a picture with them and all that, yada, yada. But like the thing I'm the most excited about is just to be around other like people who love horror and just talk and just bullshit with them. That's what I'm the most excited for. So please come bullshit horror with me. That would be awesome. That would be sick. What else do we got? What else do we got? Monster Mania is awesome. I get excited every time it comes back. Hell yeah, Laura. Hell yeah. I'm so excited. I can't wait. Haddonfield cancels after Halloween Kills with Michael's disappearance. Something with the pandemic. Not that, of course, but that will help explain the time jump. I do think that Haddonfield's going to be kind of a wreck by the time we get to it and ends. Like, I feel like there's going to be a theme in this movie of like overcoming trauma and all that. Like that's going to be a big thing here. I hope at least. They've been setting up a lot with Laurie's character. I hope they don't, waste all that potential. I really hope the town of Haddonfield is in total shambles though. I think that would be interesting because we saw them kind of like turn into a total disaster. The town is like a mob and all that. I would love to see their police force trying to rebuild a little bit, but it's still like it's something they're having trouble with. I think that would be a fun little thing to go off of because there's a lot of characters, like the police characters especially, that we have to have some kind of use for in this new movie. I hope. I hope they don't just sideline more characters. Do you think Mathis will be like Sartain from Halloween 2018? I hope not. I hope it's a little different because if it's just the same thing and it's like, hey, we have this abductor character who's obsessed with Michael, bringing Michael to Laurie Strode again. That's exactly Halloween 2018, just again. So I hope not. I hope Sartain and Mathis differ, especially in their motivation, because it seems like they're setting up Mathis to be an evil doctor, but I hope it's more along the lines of like being obsessed with Michael in a different sort of way. Not like trying to get them to fight or anything, but maybe he wants to keep Michael in his basement or something tied up and study him, something weird like that. I don't know. I just don't want the same thing. That's my big thing about it. Oh my God, $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Lewis. I appreciate that. Start a donation thing to have a live podcast there in New Jersey. Also make a 2-day get together. There is a site called Onset Cinema, use as model. Interesting. Okay. That's cool. I might do a live stream from there. That might be fun. I'm thinking about either filming a vlog or doing a live stream there. One or the other. I might be too distracted to do like a vlog because listen, it's my first horror con. I'm gonna be like it's gonna be glittering everything, glimmering. Oh my God, I'm gonna be like so distracted. Everything's so shiny. I'm so excited. I'm gonna be going nuts the whole time. So I might have to do a live stream because I might not be able to focus. I might not be able to remember. So thank you so much for the $5 super chat, Lewis. I appreciate that. Thank you. Did you see the comment in the chat that said, have you written a movie script before? Tyler, yes. I've been writing scripts like on and off just in my free time for forever. I have an entire movie script written out for something that I can't do yet, but it's something I want to do in the future. That it's my favorite thing I've written. So I've been writing scripts since like high school, pretty much on and off. Just something I've done for fun in the meantime. I used to do shorts. Like before all this, I used to do comedy skits, and I would just like talk about like it was just like silly little stupid things, nothing crazy. So I've always wanted to make like a full on movie though. That was like this is a big deal for me doing all this. This is a project I've been anticipating my entire life, and I'm super excited for it. Very confident in the script too. Like it's nothing that the script's the thing I'm the most confident in, honestly, out of everything. Like filming it's been a little tough because like I said, we only had $5,000 to make a 90-minute movie, but I think it's gonna be good. I'm really confident in it. I'm very excited for it. So Tyler, I think you're gonna like it. Honestly, and the thing that I was worried about was the twist. I think the twist is my favorite part. I love the twist that we wrote it. And so I really think you're going to like it. Officer Hawkins or Laurie Strode taking the final blow to Michael. Who would you rather see do it? Good question, John Smith. Man, this is tough because I think both characters deserve it at this point. And I almost feel like they're going to do one of those things where it's not just one person who kills Michael. It's going to be like everyone has some kind of hand in it. So I think Hawkins will deliver the actual final blow, though, because think about it. They're setting it up. They're setting it up way too perfectly for that not to be the case. I think that Michael is going to almost overcome Laurie, and they're going to tease Laurie's dead. They're going to tease it. Because they have to. They've been hyping us up with all this marketing to expect a really tragic ending. So I think they tease us with Laurie about to get the knife right in the face. Hawkins delivers a gunshot right to the head or something, and it's like it's over. But of course, it's never over because he can't kill the boogeyman. Of course, that's probably how this movie's going to end. And it's like, why would you call it Halloween Ends if you're not going to kill the boogeyman? I don't know. So. But I do think that it's going to be one of those things. It's going to be one of those, like, everyone has a hand in it. Lindsay's going to, like, tackle him down the stairs or something, push him down, save Laurie again. Laurie's going to go in there and start stabbing him and taking him out. And then Michael overpowers him, something like that. It's not going to be one of those things where it's just Laurie fighting him again at the end, like how we did in Halloween 2018. It's got to be a little more than that. It's got to be a little more. Because, yes, we do have the entire, like, Strode family kind of, like, working together there. But it's going to be a little different. It's going to be this, like, you're going to have Allison having a hand in it. You're going to have Hawkins, Lindsay, and Laurie all having something to do with it, I think. Can't wait to see Red Right Hand. I'm literally so excited. I cannot wait. Really think you're gonna like it. So I took I went to this high school where they let us kind of just take our own classes, which was really crazy. They've since changed this, which I think is interesting, but we only had to do 3 years of, like, we got to pick our classes, what we did. And I did 3 years of math, 3 years of language arts. And then my last year, my senior year of high school, I just did, like, electives. So I did, like, all the hard stuff in my first 3 years of high school. So my senior year, I could just fucking cruise. And that is what I did. I cruised. And one of the classes I took was literally just on, like, theater. Like, that's it. And then I did, I have a year, almost 2 years of college under my belt as well. And I went for teaching, and I did some classes with like creative writing and stuff. So I'm not college educated. That's not really fair to say. I don't even have a degree, but I have taken some classes on it. I do kind of know what I'm doing. I've watched, and like, this is horrible, but like, I've watched a lot of movies too. Anyone can write a script. That's the other thing. Like, anyone can do it. Like, you people watching could do it. Anyone can write a script. That's the truth. Everyone has a good story in them. At least one. 100%. I could guarantee you of that. If you work hard enough on the script, you can make it good. Anyone can do it. Absolutely anyone out there could do it. So I'd love it if Michael straight up kills her. Just like, that's it. Like, just says, fuck it. Like, just kills Laurie. I think they're setting up too much with her character to do that. That's my thing. They're setting up to, like, if Laurie Strode was just like a straight up jerk who, like, whatever, cares to the wind, whatever. I'm just like, she's just a bad mother. She raised Karen on the whatever. Okay, they could just kill her, but they haven't done that with Laurie Strode. They've introduced a lot of character elements, even in the last film where she was mostly absent and didn't really do a whole lot. They still introduced this whole, like, romance plot line with her, which I think is interesting, with her and Hawkins. So they have a lot to do with her character in Ends, and I really hope they actually do something with all of that. And they don't just have all this character development go nowhere. That's my thing. That's why I feel like they can't just kill her. I hope they do a little more than that, just that. I watched the video where you talked about Season of the Witch. That has nothing to do with Halloween. You are so right. I do love Season of the Witch, though, Jason. That's my thing. Like, gotta chug this. Your boy's gotta stay awake. I'm gonna keep going. I might go till 10:30 tonight. I don't know. I'm feeling it. But yeah, I love Season of the Witch. I think it's a great standalone movie, but why is it called Halloween 3? That's my thing. I know it's because I know the real reason. It's because John Carpenter wanted to make Halloween a series that would come out like every single Halloween season, and it would be called Halloween, and it would be a total, like, a jukebox kind of horror movie franchise where it's like a different idea every single movie. But Michael Myers was just way too popular with Halloween 1. They had to make that a whole series. And I think they shot themselves in the foot with Season of the Witch, because if they never would have made this Halloween 2, they never would have made Halloween 2 with Michael Myers again, then they could have done that. But they kept it going with Michael Myers. You kind of had to stick with that format at that point. But then they make Halloween 3 where it has nothing to do with Michael Myers. And it's just like, I don't know if that doesn't work for me, you know? But regardless, Season of the Witch, super underrated movie. One of the most misunderstood flicks, I think, ever, just because of the title, which sucks. I really enjoy it, though. It's really cool. So it's a really fun flick. If Blue Left Foot isn't amazing, I'm suing you. That's fair. That's fair. Coupe d'Oeuvre, I'm very confident in the flick. I think you're gonna love it. For a fan film made for $5,000, what we've already filmed is pretty damn awesome. So I hate to sound so full of myself, but I'm very confident in it. I'm very excited for you guys to see it. Started writing my movie script 3 months ago. The movie script title is called Carnage in the Woods. I like that. That's fun. Write a script, dude. Listen, there are people writing scripts and making movies right now that I guarantee you are nowhere near as talented as like just people out there in the world who are writing scripts in their free time. So write scripts, try to sell them, do it. Go for it. We have Popping the Popcorn here, by the way. What is up? Just popping in to say hi. You're at work. Oh man, that's no bueno. I hope you get out of work soon, and I hope you have. I know you're going to be on Craven's stream sometime soon, so I hope you have fun. Popping the popcorn. I like that title, by the way. Got to pop some popcorn. I just like saying any words with P, you know? Poppin', my dude. I just like it. Sphinx, what is going on? What's up? Are you worried about the legacy characters in Scream 6? There's not too many legacy characters this time around. We have Gale Weathers and Kirby, who kind of qualifies as a legacy character at this point. I guess you could also argue that the new characters are kind of that, but I don't know if they've achieved that status quite yet. But with Scream 6, am I worried about them though? I don't think so. I think they're gonna do Gale right in this film because they don't have as many characters this time around, which is something I'm actually kind of excited for. I'm excited for them to focus a little more on Gale Weathers, because that's something I feel like in the last flick they didn't have enough time. They didn't organize the story in the best way possible, I think, for the legacy characters. So could they treat them better? Absolutely. I think they will this time around too. They're going to have a lot more time to focus on Gale's character, what she's actually doing on the morning show. They have a lot of time to play around with all those ideas come Scream 6 that they didn't really have a whole lot of time to do in the last flick. I really think Scream 5 should have been 2.5 hours long, and they should have really focused on all the legacy characters grouping together, trying to solve the mystery. And it would have been cool to see all them together, actually, the whole movie. Like, how fun would that be to see like Dewey, Gale, and Sydney all teaming up for an entire movie where they were looking for the Ghostface killers this time around? Maybe they're finding out stuff before our new characters who are messing up. Wouldn't that have been a fun little parallel to watch that happen, where it's like you're seeing the legacy characters go through a Scream flick and they're like, this is so easy. We're fine. We're getting chased, but we're chasing the ghost faces out. You know, they're totally fine. We have our new characters just getting murked the whole time. Like, they are getting murdered. That would have been such a better Scream requel, in my opinion. I think that would have been so much more fun to watch. Those parallels of seeing the legacy characters just be like, this is so easy. They're dealing with the similar things as the new cast the whole time, but you see the new cast just fail miserably at it. I think that would have been just so much more fun. That would have been so much more fun of a flick, I think. But I think they will handle the legacy characters this time around much better than Scream 5, just because there's less characters. Or maybe there's more characters. You know, that's another thing. We still don't know that either. But as of right now, I'm going to say, yeah, they're going to do it well. But that could change. My opinion on them, that could change. JJ is popping too. Everyone relax. I'm here. Welcome, JJ. Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate that. I appreciate you stopping by and hanging out with me. You're saying that was Scream 4, what I was just describing. I mean, but the thing about Scream 4 was you kind of have everyone's plot lines like interwoven the entire movie, though. That's the thing. That's my thing with Scream 4. I wish we could have had the legacy characters not even meet up with the new characters until the third act. Like, they both converge at Stu's house and they're just like, oh, you guys are doing this too? That's crazy. And then they meet up, they work together, try to find out who the killers are. Think about Dominion. You know Jurassic World Dominion? I mean, listen, not a perfect movie, not by a long shot, but I still really liked it because it did some different things. It did some different, and how it set up its legacy characters and its new characters, I think it did really well. despite that, I have a lot of problems and issues with the writing, especially of Dominion. But the one thing I do really like, writing-wise, is that they gave the legacy characters something to do, which was something that I really... that was my biggest problem with Scream 5. The legacy characters were there to just kind of pick up the pieces for the new characters who couldn't handle everything going on. They should have played into that a little more. Given the legacy characters something to do, there's a tie-in to these killers that Sydney could have came and wanted to stop and wanted to stop the killers for some reason. They could have written that in instead of killing Dewey just to bring them back. That's my biggest problem with Scream 5 is setup wise. But I still love the new film. Like I still love it. I think it's easily the most brutal Scream film we've ever gotten. Some of those kills, it was the first time ever in a Scream movie where I was like, oh, I can't watch that. Wes's death still bugs me to this day. I've seen Scream 5 like 20 times now, and it's still that scene still bugs me. So there's still a lot to love about Scream 5, but it definitely has its problems. And they could have handled the legacy characters a little better, in my opinion. Oh my God, thank you so much. First timer. Oh, well, welcome, Brian. Welcome to the KillJoy insanity or whatever the hell is going on this page. I appreciate it. You love the conversation. Thanks, Brian. Thank you so much. Thank you. Am I excited for this fall? Heck yeah, I'm excited for this fall, dude. Fall is the best time of year as a horror YouTuber because I can post about anything in the fall and people watch it because it's horror time. You know, it's time to talk about horror. It's a great time. September, October is just bliss for me because I can be like, hey, I want to talk about this weird ass horror movie, and people are looking for that time of year. So it's great. It's awesome. It's good stuff. Someone was asking about Clerks 3, and I'm trying to find that, and I am very excited for that. I have yet to watch the trailer, but I want to talk about that on my second page, as well. Like I said, I just don't have a lot of time. If I'm not working on a video or live streaming, I am out filming something for the movie. There's a lot we still have to do this month, so I'm going to be busy pretty much the rest of this month. But next month, I'm going to take Movie Smoothie a lot more seriously, and you will see much more. You'll see a lot more crazy videos over on that page too. On just about everything else I'm excited about because I love Clerks. Like the original Clerks that's one of my favorite movies ever. I fucking love that flick. So I'm very excited for Clerks 3. I can't wait for it. I like I said, haven't seen the trailer yet. So if it looks like shit, I don't know. I wouldn't know. So I hope it's good though. Hope it's good. Kevin Smith needs a good flick, man. That's all I'm gonna say. He hasn't really hit for me lately. So. It's always horror time. Horror here all the time. Welcome to Flavor Town, where the only flavor here is horror. I should just start making like the worst catchphrases to replace my old one, which is getting a little stale. Gotta admit it. You are making your own Clerks story, basically. Yeah. Well, the difference is I'm not maxing out credit cards to make my movie. Thank God. Got to commend Kevin Smith for that. Wow. I mean, he dedicated a lot to that first Clerks movie. It's awesome. That whole story behind that movie is fucking awesome. Good stuff. Luckily, I have you amazing people, so I didn't have to max out like 100 credit cards to make my movie. Thank you. You guys are great. I'm not in crippling debt because of you guys. Much love. Thank you. Which is great. Oh, John Smith going on a Halloween 5 tirade. Let's talk about this. It's the absolute worst Halloween movie. Only Halloween Blu-ray I have ever bought used because it isn't worth full price. Ridiculous. Mask and Tina is an awful character. John, you're going to be disappointed in me because I just spent $20-some on this and I'm regretting it. Like that's so funny you bring that up. I just spent $20 on this and I'm just like, I'll admit though, I'm excited to see all the behind the scenes stuff with this. I'm actually really excited to check all that out, especially the commentary. There's so much shit that happened behind the scenes with this movie that is like horrible. So I'm so excited to check all that out. It interests me so much. I'm rewatching Halloween 5. I've only seen it twice. I need to watch it again, though. I think there's some things about it that I do enjoy, but like you said, man, Tina is awful. Like, Tina is so hard to watch, man, every time she's on screen, and there's just so many missteps with that movie. I don't know. I'm going to give it another chance, though. I'm excited to watch it again, and actually just the entire Thorn trilogy, if I'm being honest. I've really only, like, 4 I've seen 5 or 6 times. I really like 4, but 5 and like Curse, I've only really seen a couple of times. So I'm really excited to revisit those. Really excited to check those out. I'm going to do like once I'm done filming the movie, I'm going to go through all the Scream movies again, all the Halloween movies again. I need a refresher on some of them, you know? Like I've seen all the I've been watching the Scream movies periodically. I feel like you can throw those on at any time. You can throw on any of the Scream movies and just enjoy them. But with the Halloween flicks, it's a little more like 4, 5, and 6 especially. You kind of got to watch all those in succession. Maybe not as much 4, but 5 and 6 especially. So I'm going to watch them all in a row at some point soon. But I need a refresher on some of them. I'm wearing my Halloween 5 tank. Nice. When I met Daniel Harris in Monster Mania. No way. That's awesome. Oh my God, that's badass. You have a Halloween 5 tank top. That's sick. 6, I'm assuming your 8's referring to Resurrection. Rob Zombie and this new crap are worse than 5. I actually like the producer's cut of 6. I actually really like of the entire Thorn trilogy, producer's cut of 6 is probably my favorite as much as I love 4. Man, the producer's cut is amazing. Resurrection's garbage. Yeah, I pretty much agree with you there. Once again, another thing I need to rewatch is the Rob Zombie Halloween movies. My buddy Sean loves them. Like, absolutely loves them. We talked on a live stream the other day. Sean's awesome from Zombie Leader Studios. He's also in the movie, too. He plays a character. And he may or may not be the Devil Ghostface, who we're trying to figure out who that is the entire movie. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. I don't know. But I don't know, man. Like, to me, a lot of people have said that, oh God, the David Gordon Green movies are trash. Like 5 and 6 are so much better. There's so many things about 5 that sucks behind the scenes wise. Like the attention to detail in those movies is just awful. I think especially in 5, there just wasn't a whole, it doesn't feel like they made that with love. It feels like they made that because they're like, hey, Halloween, we'll make money off of this. With the David Gordon Green movies, there's a lot of love thrown into those movies. Even though, yes, some of them are flawed. I think especially Kills has a lot of flaws. The attention to detail is amazing. I mean, my God, I think the handling of past characters and references and continuity is done the best easily by these new David Gordon Green movies. Like, I don't even think it's a debate. I mean, my God, they handled that so well. You can tell they're fans of the franchise. I can't say that about all the Halloween sequels. I can say that about David Gordon Green with this new movie though. So I don't know. I just feel like these movies are underappreciated by some people just because, yes, they're modernization. Yes, they feel a little more modern than some of the old movies. I don't know. I really love what David Gordon Green has done with the Halloween franchise. Squidward Tentacles just got off work from the Krusty Krab and so glad I could make the stream. I thought I'd miss it. Well, thanks for coming, Squidward. We appreciate that. I love having you here. Squidward tennis balls. Koopty Oof is actually the killer in Left Blue Foot. That's the sequel to Red Right Hand. I'm thinking about so you know how Jack Quaid made all those like the shirts that said like the 5 creams and it's Ghostface holding all the milk cartons. I'm thinking about making a shirt for everybody in the cast that says like Left Blue Foot on it, and it's like a cut off blue foot with like blue blood coming out of it. I think that might be fun. I might actually sell that on my merch store. That might be fun. I don't know. I don't know. Just throwing it out there. Might be a fun idea. What else do we got here? Hot take: Scream 2 is the worst. Scream 2 is not the worst horror movie. The dumb kills to the main dumb killer reveal. It's just stupid. Here's what I'll say, Easton. I don't love the reveal. I think Mrs. Loomis conceptually is just a little goofy. I do agree with you there. But it's not the worst horror movie ever made, man. I mean, there are some. Go on Tubi and check out some of the Full Moon Pictures flicks, like some of the ones that don't get a bunch of attention. Like, don't watch your Evil Bongs, your Ginger Dead Mans, your what's Demonic Toys. I love Demonic Toys. That one's actually really fun. Go watch like Corona Zombies or something like that. Like those films are fucking awful. But man, Scream 2's not the worst film ever made. I even though I criticize it, I still really like it. I still enjoy it. It's still fun. And honestly, as far as opening kills go, I think Scream 2 might have the number 1 for me personally. So, got to be honest. Scream 2's opening underrated. My anger towards these new Halloween movies is seeded from them retconning part 2. Interesting. Okay, so I am curious, for people who don't like the new Halloween flicks, what is it specifically you don't like about them? Because like, yeah, they have their problems, but I just feel like, to me, it's like night and day versus like something like Halloween 5 or Resurrection. Like, these are just so much better than that, in my opinion. I'm curious, like, is it just because they retcon some stuff? Is it just because the concept of them overall? Like, I'm just curious. I'm curious why people don't like these new movies. Because to me, I'm just like, the first time I saw Halloween 2018, I'm just like, fuck, this is impressive. This is so cool. Like, no other movies are doing this concept today. At least, you know, in 2018, Jake, that's what I thought. And it was just really impressive to me. I loved the kills in 2018. I loved the little bouts of humor. That's something not a lot of horror films like to cash in on, which is unfortunate. But interesting. You don't like it because they retcon 2. Okay. I love 2. I'll say that. And Halloween 2018 does get a little snarky about 2 as well, which I find interesting. They actually kind of make fun of it a little bit with that scene with Allison when she's walking with her friends, and they're like, "What's the dialogue?" They're like, "Oh yeah, no, that was just something they made up about her being her being sibling, her and Laurie and Michael being siblings." So they do kind of dog on Halloween 2 a little bit. So I understand that. It's missing the stalking, staring, waiting. Yeah. I mean, Halloween 2018, I think, does a pretty good job at that, but Halloween Kills is kind of all over the place. So I feel that. I feel that. I understand that. It feels much more like a modern slasher than Halloween, but I think that they kind of needed to venture into that a little bit. But with Halloween Ends, I want them to get back to the stalking, the creepiness, Michael Myers lurking in the bushes. It's something that I feel like a lot of the other Halloween flicks never really cashed in on. It's something they forgot about. They just wanted to get to the brutality because, of course, in sequels, you have to, of course. But now it's been so long, I feel like they could do something like that. So I do kind of hope that it's Halloween Ends is a much more back to basics kind of flick. And I'm okay with it feeling kind of weird. Just, I hope it feels a little more back to basics, a little more chilled out, a little more like a slow burn up into a crazy third act. I'm really hoping for that with Ends. September 30th and October 14th. Can't wait. Those are some exciting dates for horror fans. Some exciting stuff. I cannot wait for Orphan First Kill too, by the way. So I'm really pumped for that. I know we're getting that probably sometime in October, September area. We do also have something coming out soon for Orphan First Kill. So if you're someone excited about that, we have possibly a trailer, possibly a poster, something along those lines. We had, I think, a poster kind of come out officially now, which I might do a video on if I have time. So that's exciting. But I'm just pumped for the film. I've always felt like that 2009 movie is kind of underrated. Like it's scary, man. It's a kid killing people. Like there's something so inherently fucked up about that. And Vera Farmiga is also fantastic. That first Orphan film. Ooh, she kills it. She has this like struggle, like this alcohol addiction throughout the whole movie, and she's really struggling with it. And wow, it's written so well, I think, in my opinion. I love how they do that. There's this scene where Vera she goes and buys like 2 bottles of wine, and she puts them on the table, and she goes to pour it, and she's shaking. God, she's an amazing actress. I just love her performance in that movie. Is just seriously something special. Do you think Scream 6 has a possibility to have 3 killers, you might ask? I feel like this would be a really interesting take, especially considering the location of all of them during the attacks, which is the advantage. Yes. So something we're playing around with in Red Right Hand that kind of goes off of this a little bit is to have multiple killers in one location. I have always said that I think it would be interesting to have 2 killers kill at the same time. We've kind of never really seen that. Like, sure, the fake opening to Scream 4, they kind of do that, but it's not for real. You know what I mean? That's part of the movie. So if they were to have, for real, multiple ghost faces killing someone at the same time, like, could you imagine, like, listen, what's scarier than getting chased by one ghost face? Getting chased by 2 of them. So I think that could be cool if they go that route. That would be fun. I would love for them to do 3 killers. I think there's a lot of room to do that too, because you could have like someone who's like maybe a little more reluctant, doesn't really want to be a killer, something along those lines. Or you could go the route of someone gets killed early on, and we get like an unveiling of whoever the killer is in like the second act. And it's like, oh my God, this person was the killer. But then if you find out there's still 2 killers out on the loose. Like, what if they do this? Okay. The whole movie set up, typical Scream movie. You got an opening kill, exposition, people start getting murked. Then suddenly during a Ghostface chase scene, holy shit, they take down one of the Ghostface killers. It's like, what? Oh my God. They unveil it. It's this character. Holy crap. No way. We figured it out halfway through the movie. What's going on? You know, now people are watching this and they're just like, what is going on? Holy crap. What is up with this? Then you keep going through the movie. The next scene with a kill is 2 ghost faces going and kill somebody. So at this point, you're like, oh shit, there's still 2 killers. There's 3 killers confirmed at this point. And then you get the third act reveal of who they are. That could be interesting, I think. Me thinks that could be fun. But I don't know. What do you guys think about that? 3 killers could be fun, I think. Maybe it's good that Robert Englund never did a prequel with all the... Yeah, I think it's a good thing. I've always hated that aspect of Freddy Krueger. I think it's kind of dumb. So, I don't know. Don't know what to think about that. Do you think Sam and Tara's mom dies? I hope she's not even in the film. I'm going to be honest. I don't... What would she add? Like, what would she add to the flick? Besides kind of ruining Sam's whole storyline. I don't know. I feel like they should focus on Sam and Tara's relationship a little more than trying to throw the mom into the mix, because then you make Sam and Tara just one character, essentially trying to like teaming up against their mom, and they have a back and forth. That's the only way they could write that, is how I see it, if they add the mom character in. So I don't know. I'm kind of against it, against Christina Carpenter being a character personally, just because I'm much more interested in the relationship between Sarah. Yeah. Sam and Tara. There you go. I'm much more interested in the Sarah relationship, actually. I don't know. I'm really into dark humor, so I'm gonna say it. Would be fucked up yet hilarious if they made an homage to Halloween 2 with the way they killed Ben Tramer by doing the same in Halloween Ends. That would be funny, actually. I almost wouldn't be against that. That'd be kind of funny. So, I love me some dark humor. You're gonna see a lot of that in Red Right Hand. That's all I'm gonna say. I really like that idea. It could essentially be like 2 Scream films in one that way. Yeah, you could like have an early reveal like that, moving into like the same kind of reveal at the end, but it makes it all different because now you learn about like who was this third killer. Do they have remorse for this character who died? Like the killers I'm speaking of specifically. How could they play with that a little bit? I don't know. It's interesting. I feel like there's a lot of aspects there's a lot of different routes they could go with 3 killers that makes it different from just like a cult of ghost faces. Like I have a whole different theory on what they could do with that. But with 3 killers specifically, to kill someone mid-movie, like that would be shocking because you're expecting a character to die. But then what if this like random side character who's getting chased, you're expecting them to die, overpowers Ghostface and kills them? That would be so different. We'd be like, jaws dropped, just like, what? Holy crap. When you saw Scream 5 with your dad, we were literally betting on who the killers were. I already knew because they got spoiled for me, so I won 35. That's the way to do it, Coop. Do you? Don't admit to that though. That's no, I'm kidding. Nice. Hey, that's $35 well earned, I guess. No, good stuff though. I'm excited to see Jake as a killer in Red Right Hand. Yes, listen. Be straight up with you. You're going to get it this is a movie from the killer's perspective. So you kind of got to know who the killers are. Me and my brother will be playing the killers in this new movie, but there's much more to it than just that, my friends. There's still a mystery element throughout all of Red Right Hand when a devil ghost face pops up and starts going after our killers. What is going on with that? Holy crap. Who could that character be? In a lot of ways, our movie, like, this is such a weird comparison, but like our movie's kind of like Alien versus Predator in the way, like, how in that flick you have the human characters being the center of it at first, but then they get in the middle of like a battle between aliens and predators, and they're just like so insignificant and so fucked for that reason. Like they have so many different kind of horrors like coming after them. So it's interesting. It's an interesting flick. I think you guys will like it. In Scream 1, we never found out what happened to Billy's dad. I looked it up. It says his father's whereabouts are unknown. What if he has been plotting his revenge for a decade? Oh my, Billy's father is the killer this time around. It's the legacy sequel to Scream 2 because I don't know, man. Thrill Seeker, I know I've seen a lot of people entertain a theory about Hank Loomis being the killer or something along those lines, but like, dude, I just feel like that's exactly the same thing as Scream 2. You know what I mean? But just done a little differently with another character who's still alive. I don't know, man. I don't know if I'd want to see that. I'd be kind of disappointed. I want to, like, for me with a mystery, I want to see something I'm really not expecting. And like, I would be that's something they've already done. I'm expecting that. I'm expecting them to make a Loomis the killer. I'm expecting them to make a character who has a revenge motive the killer. I'm expecting someone who wants something to do with the stab movies become the killer in this movie. Give me something else. Give me something like, what have I never seen before in the Scream flicks before? Give me that, and we can talk about that moving forward. I don't even care if it's not the best Scream movie ever made. I'm okay with that. I just want a movie that's so different motive wise. That's something I realize is so much the same in every flick. So what if Hank Loomis is actually Dr. Loomis from Halloween? Could be. Sure. Could be, man. Oh my God. What else do we got here? What else do you guys want to talk about? Because I got some things I want to talk about too, but we can talk about whatever. I don't care. Someone who is a Jill fan. Jill is the closest one who almost got away with it. Yeah, dude, I love Jill's one of my favorite characters. If they bring Emma Roberts back as Jill, I'm totally fine with that. I'm going to be honest. Like she's just such a great character. There's so much more they could do with her, I think. The whole fame seeking thing, they could still go somewhere with that, I think, personally, if they kept her alive. But who knows? Who knows what they do with Scream 6? There's so many possibilities at this time. That's why it's great to be a Scream fan, isn't it? Isn't it just wonderful? Because like, oh my God, talking about this is so exciting. I'm so pumped. If Radio Silence is changing the formula layout, what if we get a killer reveal halfway through and the theater scene? I'm totally losing this. Sorry. If there is one in the end of the scene, there could be a credit scene showing Sydney there. Yeah, I think they could do something along those lines. They're definitely playing with the format a little bit. That's what kind of confirmed by viewer Anon, who, once again, third-party source. Can't believe everything there, but I trust the guy just because he's been right about stuff in the past. If they are playing with the format, that's something I really want to see in this flick, just because I feel like with the other Scream movies, and I'm thankfully not alone on this, I've seen a lot of positive comments talking about this, is I just, man, there's so many, all the Scream movies kind of fall into the same format of things happening at different times. You're expecting this to happen here, this there, whatever. I would like for them to really play with the format more than anything. Like, I didn't need a legacy character to die in the last flick. You know what? I'm done with these headphones because I don't need to listen to myself any closer than how I am. I think I don't need another character to die. I don't. Not another legacy character. I don't see a point in doing that. Dewey is already a bit of a stretch. Don't know if I love that. But what I do need is a different kind of formula. I need a new formula, like, for sure. If they reveal a killer halfway through and they kill this character, that could be cool. Like I was kind of suggesting that could be fun. And after the credits scene, haven't done that. We've done, like, after the action's over, we've had Ghostface pop up randomly. We've done that a few times. But like an actual after the credits scene with like Sydney would be cool. So that could be interesting. That could be interesting, man. I'm curious. What else we got? How would Jill be unbrain dead? Well, I don't think, to me, I don't know. I know that's not a word. Yeah, no, that's okay. I understand where you're coming from, ZZM. I mean, she was still competent enough to get up and try to stab somebody. We didn't really hear her talk. So that's the thing. She just got electrocuted. So maybe she's just like, maybe we go the Harley Quinn routes with what happened with Harley Quinn, you know? Like, she gets electrocuted a few times. She's a little crazy. Don't forget, at the end of the day, this is just a horror movie. You know, they can stretch some things. And depending on how far they stretch it, it's okay. I think that's case by case, but they can stretch some stuff. And they already have in the Scream universe too. There's a lot of big stretches that are much crazier than that to even suggest, I think. Like, the voice changer thing is a massive stretch to me that I don't personally love, but some people do. Some people love it. They're like, oh, that's so different, so creative. And yeah, it would be the same thing with Jill. So once again, if you're spamming the chat and I'm not responding to it, please don't spam the chat. I would appreciate that. Angie's talking about the next Scream movie, that they should play more around the blood coming out of victims' mouth when they're stabbed so that we question if they're dead or not, a lot like Dewey in Scream 2. That could be fun, yeah. Depending, it's got to be a character we're really intrigued by. It's got to be someone we really like, I think, for us to care. All right, well, you're going in timeout then if you're gonna keep spamming. I don't know what to tell you. I think if they're gonna do that, I think why it works with Dewey in Scream 2 is because he's an already established character. We love Dewey, he's awesome. And then like to think, oh shit, he's dead. Holy crap. That's scary. My glasses keep on sliding. I don't like that. I don't like this. What's great about the headphones is it like presses my glasses to my head like this, so I don't have to think about it. But yeah, no, I think if they want to do something like that, make us think a character's dead, you got to make us fall in love with that character first. That's number one. That's the most important thing. I had Christina saying Ghostface not getting caught to come back in Scream 7. Love it. I love that idea so much. Oh my God. If they did something like that cliffhanger ending, man, I want that so bad. I want it so bad. Oh man, I would go nuts if they did something like that. I would lose my shit, dude. Oh, cause like, here's the other thing. What if they made a Ghostface killer who's like so cool as a character that they followed that character instead throughout these flicks instead of like legacy characters? Like that could be you could make a whole trilogy of Scream films that way, I think. I don't know. That's what they were trying to set up with Jill. It was so cool. I wish they would have went somewhere with it. Man, I wish 4 was a success because we'd have a Screams 4, 5, and 6 right now that would be fucking sick, I think personally. But yeah, I don't know. Sometime in the future, maybe if we do something like that, I'd be so down. Oh my God, that's just such a cool idea to me. Daniel is speaking the truth right here. Please, more chase scenes in Scream 6. I want to be antsy in my seat going, saying, go, 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 hurry, let's go. Yes, I totally agree. I couldn't agree more. I want to be on the edge of my seat during a chase scene, just being like, oh my God. It's what a lot of modern horror movies are forgetting to do. I think that's why I liked X so much, honestly, because that movie really builds tension, where a lot of these movies nowadays, they kind of just get right into the action. That's the problem with a lot of these movies. They forget to do the chase scene. They forget to do the buildup, the anticipation. That's almost more important to me than the execution of the actual scare sometimes. So I don't know. That's something a lot of these modern horror movies need to like chill out, you know, and just like take it a little slower and be a little more relaxed and kind of do their own thing, make it new, original, you know, but also got to build tension. You can't just like nowadays, you can't just show me someone getting cut up because we've seen that a million times. You got to build tension to it and then make it horrifying. There was even a scene like, there's even scenes nowadays of stuff like that would really freak me out in the past. Like whenever someone would take like paper to like the webbings of fingers or something. Like there's a scene in the Evil Dead remake where Eric gets the crowbar through his hand and it's like right in the middle of his hand right here. Oh, that bugs me every time I see it. And it's messed up because of the buildup. You have the Deadite walking over to him like real slowly and he's like screaming and all that. And then she like raises the thing up like this and bam, comes right on down. It's the setup to it that makes it so scary because the visual itself is scary, but it's so much more effective because of that buildup, because of that slow tension. You're just like, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Oh my God, what's going to happen? And then bam, hits you in the face. Your mind is melted. Courtney Cox getting killed is the cliffhanger ending. That really wouldn't be a cliffhanger because she's dead. But if you were to be like, oh, is she dead? Or maybe the last shot is Courtney Cox, she falls down, Ghostface runs over to her, she's like, ah, like that, and then the knife goes up like that, cuts to black, directed by Radio Silence. I actually wouldn't have a problem with that, I'm gonna be honest. Just because of how cool that would be. Man, the formula makes Scream scream. Without the who did it formula, it will be the worst Scream film. I respectfully disagree, Easton. I think that there's a lot that they can do with the formula to make it different and still have a mystery elements. Like there's so many different ways you can approach a murder mystery that we've seen in like a lot of Agatha Christie novels, for example, like just off the top of my head of different things like that. There's so many different routes they could go with it. You could have the Clue version of murder mystery where it's like everyone kind of trapped in one house or something, trying to find out who killed who. Like someone just died and they're trying to figure out who that could be, who the killer is, who's killing everybody. Think of if you guys saw like Werewolves Within, that movie. They could do like a style like that Scream version. There's so many different ways they could do Scream and still make it Scream, still have it Ghostface and all that. I think personally, that's just one out of a million ways to do a murder mystery. But man, there's so many different motives, so many aspects they could go with it. I don't know. I don't think that it has to stick to the exact same formula every single time, especially now in sequel number 6. They should really change it up by this point, in my opinion. But I think it does still, like, you can't do a Scream film without a murder mystery, though. I will say that. Like, there are changes you can make to a franchise that ruin the DNA. Like I was talking about recently with Halloween. I was talking about that rumor that Michael Myers dies in the first 15 minutes. I don't, that's just not happening. It's just not going to happen in Halloween Ends. I seriously doubt it, because that's like, you're removing something that's part of Scream. Like, if you were to randomly take out Ghostface from Scream and put in a new killer with like a scarecrow mask, for instance, it's not Scream anymore. Like that, it's just simply not. You're removing, you can't mess with the DNA of a franchise, but you can alter a few things to take it in a different direction, where if you would have went left every single time, you can go right. But if you got to stay on the same highway. You know what I mean? You can't just change highways, because then it's something entirely different, I think. Jordan's pitching an end credit scene for Scream 6. Sydney and Mark go to the movie theater to watch some movie that could be a meta tie-in. Ghostface shows up and kills Mark, and we get a chase scene in the theater with Sid. That could be cool, and maybe it's like a cliffhanger leading into 7 that leads into like an opening scene there. That could be cool. It's almost like if they do it that way, actually, it's kind of like a reverse Scream 2, where you have the theater scene at the end instead of at the beginning. That could be cool, because also the characters at the beginning of Scream 2, like, yes, are somewhat related to the plot overall because of their names, but it's mostly like they're unrelated characters for the most part to everybody else. So they could do something like that, I think. That could actually be pretty cool, Jordan. I like that. I wonder what it felt like back in the day waiting for Halloween and Scream movies compared to today. Well, you didn't have this, the grand oasis of the internet for people to talk about with. So there is that. Oh shit, you're leaving, my dude. Well, peace out. Have a nice night. Take care. Take care and have a chill time out in the universe. What else do we got? Removing meta commentary wouldn't be a Scream movie. Yeah, that's once again one of those things that I feel like is just part of the DNA. But it's things you can change within that is like commenting on different aspects of horror. Like they have commented on some things, haven't commented on other things. Especially like for me, I know like they kind of touched on this a little bit in Scream 5, but like requels, man, they really just missed the mark, I think, with Scream 5, man. There's so much more they could have talked about, I think. Oh man, Kyle is bringing the energy right now. What up, Jake? Get it up, baby. What's up, Kyle Brandon? How's it going? I'm gonna get you a big old nasty dab right there for you.
Addicted to dabbing. I've had issues going out in public before.
Just for you, Kyle, because you brought some awesome energy to this stream. Good stuff there. Oh, and you know, but by the way, everybody, I have probably disappointed many of you, because over on July 4th, we had a stream with the wonderful Carter Scotland Allen. Has an amazing page, by the way. If he's still here, thank you so much. And I did not one time on that live stream play this little nasty clip. America, fuck yeah! Massive mistake on my part. Wow. Like, I literally put that clip on there for a July 4th stream. Totally missed the mark. Didn't even play it one time. So there you go. I fucked up. Scream is the great horror saga, much like Star Wars is considered the great sci-fi saga. Well, even though it's a space opera. Ooh, is Scream the greatest horror franchise ever? That's a tough question right there, because there's so many really good ones, man. I think I might put Evil Dead as number 1, just because it's so consistent. I think every movie so far in the Evil Dead franchise is like a masterpiece. But man, that's tough. Scream's like top 5 for me though, because it's a very consistent franchise. It's really good for the most part. I don't know. I like it. Scroll down to see the link to Onset Cinema. Please have a paid 2-day Scream. I'm going to write this down. I'm going to check this out. Thank you so much for the super chat, by the way. So thank you, Lewis. I appreciate that. So what is this called? Onset Cinema. Okay. I'll check this out. I'll see what this is all about. Because I would love to do something in New Jersey, like we were talking about earlier. That would be really fun. I can't wait to go out there and see a lot of y'all. Also in New Jersey, please have a subscriber 1-hour dinner live podcast. Yeah, I'll probably, I'll be hanging out with people all day. That's why I'm going for the most part. So come hang out and we'll go get some food. We'll hang out. We'll talk about horror movies. It'll be great. So if you're in the New Jersey area, come on down to Monster Mania on August 12th through the 14th. I'm going to try to be there like every day or so. I probably won't be there Sunday is what I'm thinking, but I will try to be there Friday and Saturday for sure. So thank you so much, Lewis, for the $5 super chat. I appreciate that. I'm going to, sorry, I wrote all that down. So I'm going to check that out. I'm going to check it out. Kyle, I'm glad you like that. Good stuff. John Smith saying, hot take, one of the killers in Scream 6 will be a cop, almost like Kincaid in Scream 3, but the reversal of that, like actually making him the killer instead of having it just be like a fake out. That could be cool. I'd actually be really down for that. That would be fun because something I've been saying a lot is what it like, and I've heard like, listen, not an original idea. I've heard this across many pages. What if they have a killer who's like a cop who's in on like in the force and all that, has connections, can get guns, can kind of like manipulate the police force a little bit too. So I don't know. I think that I think that could totally work. I think that could totally work, man. That would be kind of sick. Something we've never really played around with, but have teased multiple times in these movies. Don't forget about Sheriff Judy Hicks, man. Or Deputy Judy, I should say, in 4, where she was the red herring. Ba 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 ba. You know what I'm saying? You guys know what I'm saying. Do you hate that in the Scream movies they make fun of certain horror movie tropes and then they do the same thing that they're making fun of? No, I love that. That's like that's my number one favorite thing about the Scream movies. Actually, I love that. Because that's the scary element to Scream. That's what makes it scary. You have characters blatantly pointing out something that's scary or something that's like a dumb trope in horror movies, but even though they know that, they still fall victim to it. That's genius. I mean, that's my absolute favorite thing about the Scream movies, personally. Like, you know, I think some people come to this franchise for the characters, and yes, the characters are awesome. And one of the most like underrated things I think about this franchise is the fact that you have characters who have been developed across 5 movies, which you really can't say that about most slasher franchises. But to me, the biggest draw to the Scream movies has always been the commentary on horror, and basically everything scary about the Scream movies is basically you have characters constantly pointing out tropes of the genre, but it doesn't matter. They might know everything about horror movies, and it answers but they're still gonna die. It answers the age-old question: if you were in a horror movie, would you survive it or not? And I don't know. That to me is like the smartest thing about the Scream movies overall. I love that. That is fucking sick to me. Speaking of Evil Dead, I'm wondering how the new Evil Dead will be like Evil Dead Rise. Yep. Daniel, I'm really excited for Evil Dead Rise. They have I want to do a video on this. I simply don't have time. I woke up at 7 to start making videos today and working, and I still didn't get everything I wanted to get done in these past 2 days. But that's just what it's like. And I'm not going to be able to make videos all weekend because I'll be filming my movie. But I do want to talk a little bit about Evil Dead Rise in the future. There is a screening listed for it on advanced movie screenings, which is where sometimes I go to get my early screeners for movies. And they have a listing for it sometime real soon, like this month. So it makes me question, like, is Evil Dead Rise coming out sometime soon? What's going on with that? They have put out nothing about it recently either. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I want some Evil Dead Rise news, man. I want to see this damn movie. I can't wait to see it. Going to HBO Max, which has some people concerned. But also don't forget, this is the same scenario, exactly the same thing playing out of what happened back when Fede Alvarez was handpicked by Sam Raimi to make the Evil Dead remake. And look how fucking awesome that movie is. That's one of my favorite horror films of all time, man. Tawny, hello. What is up? What is up? I would appreciate, just please don't spam the chat, my dude. I do appreciate the highs. Thank you. Thank you so much. But please no spamming so that everyone gets an opportunity to talk and say their piece about the horror flicks. I want a Ghostface cake. Hell yeah. I hope that happens for your birthday. I know that has nothing to do with Scream or Halloween, but do you like I Know What You Did Last Summer? I don't think it's a bad movie. I think it's a little cheesy, especially with the dialogue. I did a podcast on this for my Patreon members exclusively a while ago with Matt, who's also working on Red Right Hand with me. And I liked the film, but man, on rewatch, the dialogue is awful. Like, I Know What You Did Last Summer. I think it's got a good like ending and all that. It's got a good twist, some brutal kills, some good chase scenes. But wow, the dialogue is like, it's rough. It's very rough. There's some, like, there's a line with Johnny Galecki where he just goes, "I'm gonna pound his ass," and it's just like, dude, no one would say that. Like, straight up, Johnny, no, absolutely no one would say that. Sorry. But it's a little goofy, little bit goofy. Could they technically make a sequel to The Black Phone? I heard the crack, but only one body bag came out of the house. That's a good point, Kyle. I mean, they could make a sequel. And don't forget, this is a franchise that dives into the supernatural. So you can play around with a lot there. The Grabber could still come back for a sequel. Totally justified too. This is a supernatural franchise at this point. I think they could totally happen. So could totally happen at this point. You're kick-ass, man. I love talking Halloween and Scream with you. Thank you so much, John Smith. You're amazing. I appreciate talking with you, and I don't know, it just means a lot. I just have so much fun on these live streams. This is great. It's always good. It's always a good time. Just got some Taco Bell and had a few dollars left. Cody, thank you so much. Thank you for giving me your Taco Bell change. I appreciate that. Thank you for the super chat, though, Cody. I really appreciate that, man. Thank you. Someone was asking about if I recommend any 2010s horror. Yeah, Easton, so many movies. I'm watching a movie later, and I'm having a hard time figuring out which one. I seriously think the 2010s is one of my favorite decades for horror ever. It's so underrated and so all over the place too. You kind of start off this decade with like a lot of the jump scare fueled movies like Paranormal Activity. I know that wasn't 2010s, but it inspired a lot of the movies that came from the 2010s, like Insidious, Sinister, The Conjuring. I mean, there's so many, and the whole wave of found footage flicks we got throughout the 2010s too, a lot of those are so good. There's a lot of good 2010s movies. And then late 2010s, you have a lot of like I hate this term, but elevated horror movies like from A24, Neon, a lot of those movies. Like you have The Lodge, you have Hereditary, Midsummer, Get Out, Us, The Witch, The Lighthouse. There's so many good 2010s horror. It Follows is another great 2010s. The Babadook. Man, I could go on a rant about 2010s horror movies. There's a lot of good ones. Your Next is underrated. What's the other Adam Wingard movie that he made that's a really good? Is it The Guest, maybe? The Guest is really good. I really like The Guest. There's a lot of good 2010s horror movies. So you will not be disappointed by diving into a little bit of that, let me tell you. So random, but I'm surprised they haven't made a remake of Stay Alive. I have not seen Stay Alive. I've heard of this before though, especially with all the amount of gamers now. Oh wait, Stay Alive is I know what Stay Alive is. It's the gamer movie. Isn't that movie like kind of meh though? That's what I've heard. I have not seen it, but I hear it's kind of meh, kind of not great. Maybe that's why they haven't remade it. But I don't know, man. You have a point about the gamers though. You'd think there would be more gamer movies or something along those lines with the huge wave of gaming content there is in the world today, opposed to like 4 years ago, you know? So you got a point there. Urban Legend 1998, hidden gem. Absolutely. Urban Legend is probably my favorite Scream knockoff movie, which really isn't fair because it's much more than that. But like films that came out in the wake of Scream that tried to copy the format, Urban Legend easily number one for me personally. Although I do like a lot of those, like what's the name of that one? I really Disturbing Behavior is pretty cool. I really like The Faculty. I remember a long time ago when I was covering like Scream 5 stuff. This was like, man, I want to say late 2020, early 2021. It was announced that Radio Silence was going to produce a movie that sounded exactly like The Faculty, and it was really exciting to me. I was like, oh shit, fuck, I'm totally down for that. Don't know what happened with that project. I wonder if they abandoned it or not. Maybe because Scream was so successful, they're like, we're going to do this. I really, I do love I'm very happy for Radio Silence. They got their hands on a franchise. That's awesome. But I hope they go back to making like just fun little horror flicks after Scream, personally. I like your glasses. Thank you. They keep sliding down my face. It's a little annoying, but I appreciate that. Taco Bell is my reality horror movie. Yeah. It'll fuck you up. Straight up, Christina. Gotta be careful with the bell. Is Tusk good? Is Tusk good? I don't know. Man, it's if you like Human Centipede, you'll love Tusk. I'll say that. It's basically just Kevin Smith making that movie over again. And my biggest listen, people criticize Tusk all the time for so many different reasons. Number one reason I don't like Tusk is the main character is just so unlikable. Like it's one of those movies where it's like, hey, here's a horrible character and we're going to do horrible things to him. And there's just, I don't know, like that movie gets old so quick to me, in my opinion. And I don't know. I love Justin Long. He's great in that movie, but I don't care for the writing, which I can't believe I'm saying that about a Kevin Smith movie, but yeah. Any news on the Evil Dead sequel? Chairs from Chile, maybe? Oh, nice. What's up, Gabrielle? What's up? Is there any news? Kind of, a little bit. I was going to do a video on this. I just haven't had time. There's a early screening of Evil Dead Rise sometime soon, sometime this month, which makes me think that we're probably going to get the film sometime soon coming to HBO Max. A little weird that we haven't had any advertising for it at all. Definitely a little scary at this point, because especially if it's going to come out around like Halloween season is kind of my guess. The fact that we haven't gotten anything yet is pretty weird. So hopefully we get something soon, though. I hope we get some like actual news for it and not just me speculating on all that. That would be nice. So Halloween 3 Season of the Witch is dope. Yes. Shutter Island is a good movie. I still have yet to see Shutter Island. I hear it's pretty good, though. I kind of know about the twist at this point, but I hear it's good. Since Gail might be in England, do you think Gail should get her own series where we learn more about her and how she encounters a new killer? I don't know if I'd want a series on that. I'd almost want like a movie. Like, I don't know. That's my thing about the Scream movies. Like, I love the movies. I think they're awesome. And I think conceptually the series is not bad, but I don't love it compared to the movies. That's my big thing. I think the movies just have their own really nice special touch to them because they're in movie format. I don't know if it works in series format. I don't know. Just my take on it, but I don't know. I gotta rewatch the Scream show. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's just compared to the movies, it's pretty okay. It's not bad, whatever. But Nev doesn't have to come back to Scream. People will still watch it, says Jason. Yeah, that was kind of one of my arguments for Nev Campbell coming back. I'm like, listen, people are still gonna watch this no matter what. If it's Scream, people are gonna check it out. People are gonna love it, I think. But I don't know, man. I do feel like for me, it's a little weird to not have her there, especially because she's become such an integral part of what Scream is. I think at first, maybe not so much, because the first movie with Scream, it was such a breakout hit, not because of the characters, but because of what it commented on in the horror franchise, which is something I feel like a lot of people are just like really forgetting about with Scream. Like, that movie was only so successful because it was so different from all the other slasher movies at the time. It was meta. It commented on shit that we had never really commented on before. It was saying what everyone was thinking. That's why Scream blew up, not because of the characters. Like, I know later on we fell in love with these characters. That was like Scream 2, 3. Yes, it focused much more on Sidney Prescott as a character. You're right. But that's not why it became the big movie series it is today. And it's something I feel like it's kind of lost throughout some of its sequels. 4 is the only movie really to comment on something bad, like to really do justice to horror commentary, which sucks to me. It's like, damn. It's such a missed opportunity, I think, with this franchise. If I was like me personally, which who the fuck cares what I think, but if I was in charge of like making Scream sequels, I would heavily focus on commentary on something in the horror space from that generation. So I don't know. That's just my opinion personally. But I do like where they took Sydney's character. I love her whole arc. It's great. I think that's one of those things that was an unexpected total hit from this franchise, is the fact that you developed characters throughout a slasher franchise. Like I said, you can't really say that about any other movies. So I will see Thor: Love and Thunder as soon as possible. We are filming all weekend though, so I may or may not have time. I'm going to try to go tomorrow night. I got a live stream at 7 with someone who wants to talk about some horror movies over on Instagram, which is going to be fun. But after that, I'm going to try and see the new Thor. So Ernie's saying if she keeps coming back and doesn't die, then it would feel tired and stale and wouldn't make sense. It doesn't necessarily have to always be about Gail and Sydney, though. That's my thing. I think that's why we need kind of deviation in the Scream universe to go on to something else, to try something else with new characters, and then come back to Sydney. That's kind of why I was a little excited for 6, because I'm like, okay, maybe they're finally going to do that, and it's going to feel fresh again when we have Sydney back on board for 7. So I don't know. We'll see what we'll see what happens with it. I hope it's good though. What else we got here? Adding on to my last comment, just thinking about if they did, we're really on this. Stay Alive, it would be so kick-ass with modern gaming now, and if they executed it correctly, it might be such a banger. I still have to see Stay Alive. I'm going to be honest, my knowledge of it comes from a Dead Meat podcast, and that's about it. I'm going to be honest, I've never seen it before. I'll have to check it out, though. Easton, between Insidious and Lights Out, Insidious is one of my all-time favorite horror movies, so I would 100% recommend that. But Lights Out is very underrated, as Ernie Bird is saying here. I really love the director of that flick, who also did Annabelle Creation. Fun fact. I cannot remember the person's name off the top of my head, but I do really like Lights Out. I think it's underrated. Fun little flick, if you have not seen that either. Whew. Oh my God. If you've watched Creep, I love Creep. Creep's my favorite found footage movie ever, I think. That's like number 1 to me. The thing I love about Creep so much is you really can't tell what the fuck is going on until like a certain point. Like the whole first half of the movie is like trying to figure out how crazy this dude is, how far he's willing to go for whatever the fuck they're trying to make. You don't really never necessarily know what's true, what's false, what's real. I love that. I love movies that are so vague in the storytelling and so all over the place. Creep is phenomenal at that. There's so many like little misunderstandings, little things that like you have Mark Duplass's character saying the whole time that ends up just not being true, and it's kind of scary. I don't know. Ugh. Creep is so good. Creep is so underrated. I think it's my number 1 found footage flick of all time. It's pretty tough to beat that one, honestly. But Grave Encounters is also fantastic. I love both the Grave Encounters flicks. Paranormal Activity. I'm starting to not love the first Paranormal Activity. It's starting to get annoying to me. I think Micah as a character conceptually is just so annoying. I don't know. I just don't love Micah in the first Paranormal Activity. But the sequels are almost all across the board pretty good. Besides, like Ghost Dimension is pretty hard to watch. But besides that one, all the sequels are pretty damn good. So I would have an interesting ranking of the Paranormal Activity movies. So I hear there's another one in development, an 8th one, and I'm super excited for it. Can't wait to watch it, honestly, because I really liked the last installment. They are taking the franchise in a whole new direction, which I think is the only way they can really continue it at this point. Or, just give us a better ending than Ghost Dimension, which just flat out sucks. But that's just my opinion. Just my opinion. How do you feel about a sequel to Freaky, but instead it happens in a new set of characters? I like the idea of a sequel to Freaky, but new characters, I don't know. I don't know if I like that or not. I think Freaky has a lot of the same aspects as Scream, where it's like you really fall in love with those characters. I really love the main character, played by Catherine Newton, also from Paranormal Activity 4. I don't know if I'd want to lose her, because she's pretty fucking fantastic. She's pretty awesome. But the problem with Freaky that they might end up falling into if they ever make a sequel to it, probably won't, because I guess it didn't do all that well at the box office. I wish they would. I wish they would make a sequel. I really liked it. But the problem it could fall into, which is the same thing that happened with Happy Death Day, another Christopher Landon outing, was the sequel it's really no reason to exist. You know what I mean? I like it. Happy Death Day to You's fun, but it's not even a horror movie. Like there's barely any horror elements to that flick. It's kind of just like, hey, here's a sequel. This is fun. I don't know. They should have done something else with a sequel to Happy Death Day, which they easily could have. You could have followed another character going through what Tree did in the first movie, and maybe Tree is trying to help this character with a whole new killer, a whole new set of things. It could have taken place like a year later. The one thing I love about Happy Death Day to You, though, was the explanation behind why it happened in the first flick. I wish they would have played into that more. And I don't know. I mean, I guess the whole movie is technically about that, but the way they go about it just feels like this is exactly the first movie again, but in another dimension where the killer was somebody else. And they don't even focus on that ever in the movie. I don't know. It's weird. I have a love-hate relationship with Happy Death Day to You because I also love the new characters. Like, I think Sarah Yarkin's great. I can't remember the rest of the cast, but I really like all the characters. It focuses much more on them too as well. You get to see Tree's mom, which is a really cool element to it. I really like that. There's things I love about I love things about it. I hate things about it. I'm kind of all over the place with Happy Death Day to You. But that first one, fucking awesome. Ooh, Happy Death Day 1 is fantastic. I might watch that tonight. But I did just get all the Halloween movies, so I might watch those too. I don't know. I'm kind of feeling that, though. The more I talk about it, the more I'm like, oh, yeah. Ooh. What happened to the Myers house? What happened to the Myers house in Halloween Ends? Well, I think wasn't it like Jason Blum who said that Laurie's going to bulldoze it or something? Dude, I don't know, man. I'm pretty sure it's going to be gone by sometime in this movie before it even starts. I don't know, man. Oh, you should. I still recommend it. I still really like Happy Death Day to You, but it does, like, it's not even a horror movie. Like, it's just at the point where it's kind of like a goofy comedy, and it's good. Like, I think it's a good goofy comedy, but it's presented as a horror movie, and that's the problem. But I still recommend it. You should still check it out. It's good. It's good. It's fun. If you liked the first one, you'll love the sequel too. But that's my thing with Freaky. If they were to make a sequel to it and they just have the girl like transfer bodies with another killer, that's just exactly Happy Death Day to You again. And that didn't work all that well at the box office because it didn't make that much money. It was still like positive, you know, it still did more than break even, but it just wasn't the huge hit that like the first Happy Death Day was. So Happy Death Day surprised me with how good it was. Like that first one, fantastic. Love it. And hopefully they make the third one. I really want to see the third one because they were after the credits scene for Happy Death Day to You, which I won't spoil here because we have people who haven't seen it. It leads into what could be an awesome third finale movie. So hopefully that happens and it's something different. It's not just, maybe it's everyone experiencing a time loop opposed to just the one character. Which you might as well go higher concept at this point. You've already introduced some crazy sci-fi elements. Sure. Why not? I think I'm going with Lights Out. It's shorter and I'm watching it at 11, so I would be tired. Enjoy Lights Out. It's fun. It's a good movie. Lights Out's pretty fun. I haven't seen that in a while. I only watched that one once, but I was surprised by it. I thought it was going to be worse than what it was. It kind of looks like PG-13, whatever horror movie, but it's like, oh, wow, it's actually really well written. There's a scare right at the beginning of the movie that's like, wow, this is done really well. I think it's based off of the guy's horror like short film too. There's like a horror short film with like that same kind of scare, which is basically the opening of the movie. Good shit though. Good movie. I really liked it. Freddy Krueger or Candyman? Interesting comparison here because they are kind of similar characters in a metaphysical standpoint, I guess. But yeah, man, this is tough because here's the thing. I kind of got to give it to Freddy Krueger just because there's more Freddy Krueger. I feel like if there's more Candyman, I could judge this a little better, but like there's definitely more good Nightmare on Elm Street movies than there are Candyman flicks because some of those Candyman sequels are tough to get through. I don't know. But the first Candyman I think is just like a fucking masterpiece. The score is awesome. Oh my God, the girl, when you have Virginia Madsen waking up in that apartment with the fucking dog's head, that's so upsetting. That is just an upsetting fucking scene in a movie. And there's some good scares in that first Candyman is something special. Does not get talked about enough too. Why don't we talk about Candyman enough? Like seriously, I love Candyman. I think that the requel that they made of it wasn't bad. It had its problems, but I still liked it. I don't know. I was expecting more, I guess. I like there's some really cool scenes, gorgeous cinematography, once again an amazing score, different than the Philip Glass score. That I hope that's the guy's name, I think, off the top of my head. It's different, but it's a little more moodier, a little more atmospheric. I liked that. I love in the very beginning of the new Candyman when you have like those upside down building shots and they're like they're going away from you, I think, and it's just really fucking hypnotic. Oh, that was cool. So I gotta watch the new Candyman again. It deserves a rewatch for sure. I didn't like coming out of the theater. I was just like, okay, like that was all right. You know, I just wasn't blown away by it. I thought it was gonna be like my favorite horror movie of the year. It was okay. You know, it wasn't bad. Wasn't great. It was middle of the road for me, personally. Jason Voorhees or Michael Myers. I once again, I just feel like there's more variations of Jason that they've explored. So I kind of like Jason more, which is a hot take. But I think Michael Myers conceptually as a character is more interesting than Jason. So they both have their strong suits. Thought Happy Death Day to You was kind of bad. It lost the horror. Yeah, no, it did. I still like it though, because I still love those characters so much from the first movie, which is why I think I like it so much. The entire plot line with Tree and her mom, like that's awesome. Oh my God, that's fucking sick. So I do like that. I like all that whole aspect of the film. There's a lot of good character development, but that's the whole movie. Like the whole movie is character development. And then there's just like, there's nothing scary about Happy Death Day to You. There's barely a chase scene. I don't know. That's my problem. My problem with it. Got some problems with it. They can't all be perfect. They can't all be zingers, as they say. Are they actually doing this, or like was that just like something that Jason Blum said? Because I remember reading about this and I thought it was just something like, oh yeah, Jason Blum's interested in remaking Christine. Which, man, he's been pretty cocky lately with a lot of the things he's been saying. He's been saying he wants to remake Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street and all that. He's going for it, man. He's going for it with saying a lot of things like that. So, and what are your thoughts on that? Speaking of which, I hope they get it. I think Blumhouse is a great studio. You know, I know a lot of people criticize them a lot. And, you know, they have their faults. I think that Blumhouse hasn't, like, not every movie they made has been fantastic, but they do a lot too also. Like when you do a lot like that, when a studio puts out so many movies, they're not all going to be great. Like I was saying earlier, they're not all going to be zingers. But I think for the most part, like especially a lot of their early stuff, Blumhouse has made some amazing horror flicks. Like they have a reputation, you know? Like, dude, I was talking about Insidious, Sinister, fucking, what else have they made? There's so many movies off the top of my head. The Visit, Get Out, Splits. There's a lot of movies Blumhouse has been attached to that are fucking fantastic. So I don't know, man. Blumhouse is underrated in my opinion. I think like, yeah, there's movies like Fantasy Island, which is like, that was a slog, but they have their bangers. They have their not so bangers. Just how it goes with movie studios. Even A24, which I highly regard, has a lot of horror movies that I just don't care for personally. There's this movie that they put out called The Monster that was like one of the worst horror flicks I've ever seen. And like I had no interest in, like I watched 30 minutes of that movie and I'm like, nothing has been interesting. The characters are awful. I don't know. So not every studio has their misfires. It happens, you know? So not related to horror at all, but I watched the Avengers Endgame for the first time earlier and whoa, that one's good. Especially if you saw Infinity War, man. I was fucking pissed coming out of Infinity War. I'm just like, damn, I can't believe they did that. And then you see Endgame and you're just like, holy shit. Cause I also, you know, I wasn't in the loop with movies at the time when Infinity War came out. So I didn't think they were going to do something like that. And I also didn't think that they were going to actually bring back all those characters. I thought they really killed a lot of those characters. I'm like, fuck, they just killed off like half of my favorite characters in the Marvel universe. Fuck. I just remember being pissed coming out of that movie. I'm just like, really? Like they just killed off, like I appreciate the dark ending, but you just killed off like so many of my favorite characters. But I once again, I wasn't in the loop. I did not know what was going on. Same with The Monster, turned it off 30 minutes in. So yeah, me too. I was like, this is awful. This is one of the worst movies I've ever seen. Oh, but both of those are fantastic. I really like Climax and Under the Skin. Two A24 horror movies that don't get talked about a lot too. You know, everyone's talking about your Ari Aster flicks, your Robert Eggers movies. They talk about those a lot when it comes to A24, but nobody really talks about Under the Skin and Climax, which are both pretty fantastic too. Tell you what, like those ones. Favorite American Horror Story actor / actress and character. I can't think of her name off the top of my head, but who's the girl that plays in Freak Show? The girl with the two heads. She's in like every season almost. I can't think of her name off the top of my head, like I said, but that actress easily number one for me. Like, she's amazing in every single role she does. She's always like my attention is drawn to her. She's just an amazing actress. Easily my number one. Sarah Paulson, yes. Yeah, no, Sarah Paulson for sure. Like, listen, there's a lot of people that are reoccurring cast members that are good, but Sarah Paulson just has some kind of like magnetism to her. Her fucking characters are great across, like in every. I haven't seen a season with her where I disliked her character. Although I haven't actually watched through every AHS season. So of what I have seen of seasons, I've seen like an episode, at least an episode from every season. But of what I have seen, she's fantastic. What's your opinion on Michael Myers literally wiping out the entire Haddonfield population as a conclusion? I don't think they take it this far because, you know, I mean, just the suggestion of that is pretty silly. But I mean, he's definitely taking a chunk out of it. I'll tell you that. A lot of people have died so far in this. Have you seen Scream Queens? I have not. I know that's Emma Roberts in that. I hear it's pretty good though, and I'm pretty sure Ryan Murphy like produces that show, right? Or did he write that? He had a hand in that. I'm pretty sure, to my knowledge. So, Evan Peters is also very good on American Horror Story. I really do like him too. I'm pretty sure he's the one. Yeah. I'm thinking of the right guy. I liked him. I really liked him the best in Freak Show. Oddly enough. I really like him though. But yeah, I like a lot of those shows, but I will say with like American Horror Story, it's very hit or miss with me. Like when it hits, it hits, but when it misses, man, I can't even watch it. Like season 6, I got through like 2 episodes and nothing fucking happens. Like I'm just gonna be honest, like absolutely nothing happens in the first 2 episodes of the 6th season of American Horror Story, and I was like, I'm not watching the rest of this. Like, there's literally nothing keeping me invested. I don't know. It was so weird. I was so blindsided by that because I had seen seasons 1 through. I want to say I had seen seasons 1 through 4 at the time, and I went into season 6. And I'm just like, this is fucking awful. Like, I don't know. It's weird. And then season 5, like, I know a lot of people love season 5. It just didn't connect with me at all. I liked, like, Lady Gaga had a cool character, but besides that, I didn't really care for the characters in Hotel. I don't know. Didn't really do it for me. I'm trying to think, what else do I really like? Apocalypse I liked, but I never finished. I kind of lost interest. But Apocalypse was cool. Not nowhere near my favorite season, but Apocalypse was still cool. Conceptually I liked it. Season like the slasher season was really good. I fucking loved that. That was maybe one of my favorite seasons of all of AHS. And the first part of season 10 is phenomenal, but the back half is like that's so funny because how I feel about AHS about how being hit or miss. Wow, season 10 is like a big hit and a big miss with the latter half. But yeah, no, I fucking loved the Fame vampires in the first fucking part of season 10. That was a great story. I was enamored to that, man. I watched the first episode and I like finished it in one sitting. I was like, this is so fucking good. So I don't know. Yeah, Red Tide. Yeah, Red Tide was fucking awesome. Oh my God. I really enjoyed that. That was really fun. That was so unexpected. I wasn't expecting that to be so good either. And where the story goes to, when Ryan Murphy's on, man, he's on. Like when he hits. But I don't know, some things with not Stranger Things, with AHS just doesn't hit the mark for me personally. But speaking of Stranger Things, I do want to talk about this a little bit because fuck, season 4 was so good. Oh my God, listen, I've seen a few movies this year. And I've loved a lot of them. There's been some good horror flicks. I'm just going to be honest, season 4 of Stranger Things blows all that out of the water. Like, season 4 of Stranger Things is the coolest fucking television I have seen in a very long time. That was so fucking well written and so cool and such a big story for me to not have too many problems with it is fucking crazy. I mean, like, I know I've seen some people have some problems with it, and I'm seeing shit on Twitter that's fucking ridiculous about the new season, but I fucking loved it. I love what they're setting up for season 5. I was not expecting it to go where it goes, and I don't know, man. I'm very fucking excited to see the future of this. It's such a good show. I think it's easily the best season. Nothing even comes close to this season. I don't know. Season 4 is so good. I can't wait to talk spoilers with it, but it's still just it came out a week ago. You know what I mean? Like, I still feel like I can't really talk about the whole thing until maybe like a month has passed. But I do have a spoiler review, guys. If you haven't seen that, it's pretty good. Check that out. It's basically just me going, hey, this season's so fucking good for like 12 minutes. So I really liked it. Fucking awesome. Oh, your boy. It's going to be snack time here in about 10 minutes for your boy. But if you guys got any more questions, let's throw them out there. And then I think I'm going to peace out in like maybe 10 o'clock my time, which is like 10 minutes from now, if you're not in Eastern time. So I'm looking for a snack, and Chester Cheetos got my back.
Now I hear you're hungry for a snack, and Chester Cheetos got your back.
Okay. How'd you get into my house?
So what else do we got? What else do we got here? Wasn't expecting Vecna to be so scary. Fuck yeah, dude. Vecna was awesome. Oh, and the twist. Oh, so good. Enjoying a cold beer, about to watch John Carpenter's The Thing. I was going to rewatch The Thing because it was like the 40th anniversary or whatever the other day, and I still haven't gotten around to it, but I might put that on too. I'm kind of between like that, one of these Halloween movies that I have, or like Happy Death Day. So I don't know. Kind of between that at the moment. What other Ready or Not actor do you want to see in Scream 6? Come on. Come on. Samara fucking Weaving, baby. Oh, God. I would love to see her be the killer or a final girl or some bullshit in a Scream movie. I don't care. Like, dude, I want to see her kill somebody and go fucking crazy. Man, that would be awesome. Samara Weaving's so fucking good. She's amazing. We haven't seen her in a horror movie in a minute either. Like, it's been a fat minute since we've seen her in a horror movie, and like actually in the whole movie. I'm looking at you, Babysitter 2. What the fuck? No, actually, I love Samara Weaving. I would love for her to just play some kind of character in this new flick. That would just be so exciting. But hey, maybe if Scream 7 is happening, Radio Silence is saving her character for that movie. Maybe. Love season 4, but I was annoyed that Vecna took almost an entire minute to kill Max while he kills other victims in 5 seconds. That's movies and TV for you, my dude. They got to make it a little more dramatic. If everything happened like how it would in real life, well, that just wouldn't be exciting, I think. But I get what you're saying. I also kind of like that they didn't kill off Max. I feel okay. I probably shouldn't be talking about that. Little too soon to talk about that. But maybe they did kill Max. Maybe they didn't. I don't know. No spoilers. Kirby as the killer in Scream 6? Absolutely fucking not. No way. Not gonna happen. John Smith. Not a fan of that theory. I don't think why would Kirby start killing people? Like, just what? She in the past 10 years she just went crazy, wants to start murking people. I don't know. I don't buy it. I would rather see Kirby just, I don't know. I'd rather see her. I want to see her have a darker angle for sure. Like, I love Kirby in Scream 4, but I think now she's become a character who could possibly be a red herring in this new film. But I don't know if I want to see her become the killer. I like Kirby. I think she's cool. If she has like kind of a darker edge to her, maybe she's like doing interviews, kind of hyping things up about the events of Scream 4 a little more than how they actually happened. That could be cool. Maybe Gail calls her out on it. That could be something fun, I think. We got to have something. We got to have something with her that applies to the story of Scream 6. I don't want Kirby to just show up and just be like, start dancing. And it's like, oh shit, everyone's got to point and be like, hey, that's Kirby. That's awesome. Talked about that in my video today a little bit. I don't know. That's something I don't want to see that, man. I want to see Kirby fucking killing it, not fucking just showing up to be cool, you know? So, would you like if Hawkins is related to Michael? I feel like it makes sense. I feel like they would have done that in the last movie if he was related to Michael, but I do feel like they're going to have some kind of connection because of the events of Halloween Kills, what we saw happen after the events of 1978 and that little flashback scene. They got to do something like that. So, do you know if Craven is coming on tonight? He's going, he has a live stream at like 10:30 tonight, I think I want to say. So, also, if you guys haven't checked out the Night Watch Zone, he's probably live. I think he said he was going live at like 9, so he's been on for like an hour. Go check out the Night Watch Zone stream too if you guys haven't checked that out. if you're hopping off of this, because I'm wrapping up here. So make sure to check out Nightwatch Zone's stream. He's good. He's got some good stuff too. Favorite horror movie studio besides Blumhouse? A24 is my number one right now. Probably just like, I mean, I religiously see every horror movie they put out, and I'm almost never disappointed. Like 9 times out of 10, it's a great fucking movie. But sometimes they put out movies like Lamb, where you have to get like stoned out of your mind to even enjoy that flick. But I still like, dude, majority of the horror flicks they put out are fucking bangers. So I don't know. I have no complaints there. I still liked, like, Men was, it was okay. It was okay, but I still liked Men. But X was like my favorite horror flick of the year, and that's A24 right there for you. So I'm excited for Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. I will be in a chair opening night for that flick. Let me tell you. And speaking of that, real quick, I probably should have done this at the beginning of this live stream so everyone could have seen it. I'm imagining on replay people won't watch this entire 2.5 hour long video. I do want to say one more thing before I got to get off, because I do have to get off before at 10, unfortunately. I do want to stay longer. I know I see people saying stay on for another hour. I know I would love to, but I got to wake up early, unfortunately, for filming tomorrow. And I just, man, I gotta get me some sleep under my belt. But something I do want to talk about real quick is I'm going to be taking a little break from the 28th to the 31st of this month. So I will not be posting any videos then. I'm really hoping the Halloween Ends trailer doesn't come out then. But I really want to take the 28th to the 31st completely off. We're going to be done with filming the 27th. So you probably won't see any videos then. I'm going to need some time off at that point. So I'm just telling you guys that now. But as soon as, the other reason I'm doing that is because August 5th, all those, like a shit ton of movies I want to cover come out that day. So I'm going to be in the movie theater like that whole fucking weekend trying to review movies. So I'm going to take some time off to kind of like chill before all of that. And then you're just going to see a plethora of content that first week of August, which is it's going to be insane. We're going to be talking about like Bodies, 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 Prey. There's a bunch of other movies. Bullet Train on my second channel. I'll be talking about that probably. There's going to be a lot coming. So, and also July is just an insane month for me. Like I'm trying to live stream and post videos while also filming a movie at the same time. So I'm going to need a little bit of a break, just so you guys know. 28th to the 31st, I'll probably be taking a big old nasty break. But gonna explain my problem with sequels nowadays is that they're too repetitive. For example, Halloween 2018 and Kills. Not the same ending. Not the inferior ending. I don't know if they're the same movie. Halloween 2018 is cool because it feels much more like a requel than Kills does. Kills just kind of feels like a continuation of 2018, just for like candy, gore, and it's like Halloween Kills is kind of like this wonderful like cotton candy flick for Halloween fans. It's like, hey, here's a reference to this, here's a reference to that. You know what I mean? Like that's how I feel about Kills. But okay, all right, y'all. I'm gonna have to call it quits for the night. But thank you so much. Good luck with filming. Good to enjoy the beer and watch the thing. See you on the next live stream. Thank you so much, John. Thank you all for hanging out with me. I greatly appreciate it. Much love to you all. I cannot wait to be live again at some point, hopefully next week. Probably won't have any time to do anything over this weekend, but Monday I'll probably be posting some more videos. So thank you guys. Thank you guys for stopping by. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for the super chats and the support. That means so much. Thank you. Much love to you all. And as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all.